schools separated by 6 miles, one in a city called Pritchard, the other in a community named Maysville. One has 4 state titles, the other has 1 championship game appearance. One has 2 Mr. Footballs, while the other claims a #1 NFL draft pick. They both share numerous former players to play collegiately and professionally. But tonight, the rubber meets the road, as only one can be crowned a region champ. We're 48 minutes away from finding out who will wear the crown. Get ready for Williamson versus Vigor, the MCPSS high school football game of the week. Good evening, I'm Al Wheaton, joined by Corey LeBounty. We're glad you're with us. Corey, could this possibly be a future semifinal matchup?
The way both these teams have started the season, you're absolutely right in that assessment. And what you have to look forward to is 2 fantastic programs that are rich in tradition, not only with wins and losses, but the number of NFL players that we've seen play underneath these very same Friday night lights.
Absolutely. It is going to be epic tonight. The game has been moved here to Ladd Stadium from Vigor's home stadium in Pritchard. And Corey, the crowd is coming in. They're ready for Williamson versus Vigor.
Yeah, there's been plenty of smack talk amongst the 2 fan bases, and that adds to the intensity of this rivalry. The fans won't be playing, the players will decide this game. But when you have 2 undefeated teams this late in the season, when I was growing up coming here to Ladd Peoples Stadium or Pritchard Stadium, you would be used to the Coca-Cola Kickoff Classic or the Powerade Kickoff Classic. And now that these 2 teams are meeting undefeated in the 8th week of high school football, it does not get any better for these 2 traditional powerhouses.
As I said in the intro, this is it. The rubber meets the road. The winner tonight will be the 5A Region 1 champion. It comes down to that. Vigor has 1 more region game left, as does Williamson. But Williamson has a bye the last week, and Vigor's playing Baker. So tonight, Corey, this is it. This is for the title.
Yeah, it really is. And 5A Region 1, it's been 2020 the last time Williamson was able to win a region title. And you look at the reclassification that goes into the state of Alabama every 2 years. You never know whether you're going to go up in classification or whether you're going to go down. But tonight, it's going to go down here at Ladd Peoples Stadium. 5A Region 1 championship regular season at stake.
Let's go down right now with your checklist. What do these teams need to do to get the win, Corey?
It's very rarely that I have mirror images of one another within the checklist, but yellow flag equals old dirty rag. Santee Gamble, the former Blunt High School coach and legendary coach, says that old dirty rag equates in a yellow flag. So look for those to be a key in tonight's contest. Special teams production, extra points and punts are going to be pivotal in field position, and limit and create explosive plays. The Williamson Lions know if Vigor is a team that scores close to 40 points a game, they're going to have to limit and create their own explosive plays. For Vigor, I mentioned it's a duplicate mirror image on my checklist. Yellow flag equals old dirty rag. They don't want to see a lot of those either. Special teams production is going to be huge when it comes to kicking extra points and field position, flipping the field, and big-time players making big-time plays. Who's going to be next in this tremendous tradition and epic contest that we're going to witness tonight?
Let's take it down to the field. We're going to get a look at the coin toss, then we'll check with the weather and come back and check on your impact players as well, of course. Let's take it down to the field. Get ready for the coin toss here between Williamson and Vigor.
Okay, guys, you have been designated captains, okay? Keep your teammates under control. You make a good play, pat them on the back, keep going. No, nothing extra, all right? Okay, all this pants have to be down to your jersey. Back pants must be covered. Pants be below your knees, okay? Otherwise, we'll send you out the ball game. Visiting team, heads, tails. Captain, heads, tails. What's your choice? You want tails. You toss it in the air. It is tails. You want to defer. Am I correct? Wisdom, defer. You want the football. Which goal would you like to defend? Step over your white, step over that green. Green is going to receive. One more time, gentlemen. Hey. Hey, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. We want you to listen. We want you to play football, have fun, leave it on the field, play within the confines of the rules, okay? As life goes on, you're going to face a lot of adversity in life. I want you to understand one thing. You can't not be proactive or productive in life if you don't stay in school, okay? Good luck. Have a good ball game.
Great words right there from Ron Coleman, our white head, Corey. He's teaching them some life lessons, not just flipping the coin right there.
No doubt about it. A former resource officer in the Mobile County Public School System and a former administrator and principal as well. So, again, words of advice to keep that old dirty rag off the field.
As we saw, Williamson won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so Vigor's going to get the ball first. Right now, we got to bring in our third member of the crew. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn for our BSN weather forecast. Kimberly, the weather looking great for another Friday night of football.
That's right. We could not ask for better weather for our football game this evening. And Al, you asked me last week if the fall weather was here to stay, and it has. We will be having our game at kickoff tonight in the 60s, 67 degrees, and it will just go lower from there. There is a 0% chance of rain. It is a beautiful night for football, and we could not ask for better weather conditions.
Thank you, Kimberly. We appreciate that. We'll be checking back in with you later on. All right, Corey, we got to talk about your impact players. I mean, there's so many to pick from. Who's going to have an impact tonight?
Absolutely. There are so many to pick from, but for the Williamson Lions, I'm going to stay number 6, folks. Keep your eye on Yusuf Clark. He is a linebacker. He has played over 5 years of varsity football, a tremendous athlete, making a difference in this Williamson Lions linebacker core. And also defensive line and H-back Tremarcus Petway. He's a senior. He plays on both sides of the football for Coach Coleman. You can look for him to be a difference maker also. And for Vigor, you look no further than one of their wide receivers, Jared Holcomb. He's a junior, has 6 touchdowns receiving. You can try to be an impact player tonight. He's a former Crichton Optimus Club Player of the Week. And Kentonio Kelly Jr. This young man was a 3A Lineman of the Year.
Sure was.
A transfer in, has made a huge difference, and leads his team in tackles. So we'll be calling his name a tremendous amount tonight.
All right, we've had our checklist, we've had our weather, we've had our impact. Corey, we even have on our pink tonight as we're trying to beat out breast cancer for October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're going to take a quick break, come right back, bring you the kickoff. It's the game of the year. A champion will be crowned tonight in Region 1 for Class 5A. Don't you move.
I have known since I was in 4th grade that I was going to be a teacher. I really just truly enjoy coming to work every day and working with different sets of kids and just watching them grow and learn.
I couldn't see myself doing anything other than teaching children, being a part of children's lives, being able to inspire them in a way that some people just aren't able to do. And to know that every day is a new day, a new opportunity to make a difference in the child's life means everything to me.
We are moments away from the kickoff between Williamson versus Vigor. We've told you about it, and now it is about to happen. 5A Region 1 contest up for grabs. The winner tonight will be the region champ. Back to receive for Vigor, Jamarian Osborne and Demetrius Johnson setting up to receive this kick from Williamson as they await the signal from Ron Coleman. Todrick Withers plays running back. He'll be handling the kickoff duties for Williamson.
Special teams at the start of the game, you want to make sure that you can have this kick in play. You don't want to kick the football out of bounds and give Vigor great field position from the beginning of it. And it's going to be an interesting situation for both of these teams, special teams wise.
Take a look at the Vigor offense right quick. We just found out a late scratch, Sammy Dunn, not starting tonight. We will find out who's going to get the start. But don't worry, they have other superstars like speedster Carlos Benjamin Jr. He's a running back who will provide instant offense for the Wolves. When they do pass, look for them to hook up with Garrett Holcomb, one of our impact players. He averages 22 yards a catch with 6 scores. Up front, Vigor's offensive line averages 273 pounds, led by senior left tackle Jamari Burns and Alabama State commit center Tykerius Tucker. The Wolves are plus 12, Corey, in turnover margin. That is huge.
you look at this Williamson defense only giving up 5.4 points per game. And this Vigor offense averaging 40.6 points per game. So something's got to change tonight as we get ready to put toe to leather.
Something has to give. We're going to find out here shortly. Williamson bunched up, and we're moments away from this kickoff. Great crowd here at Ladd Stadium. Folks are coming out. Folks still getting in. I'm seeing a lot of pink on as well, Corey, as folks are trying to get rid of breast cancer with October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. And here we are lining up Withers about to kick off for us.
Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a great one.
And they keep it low on the ground. It does go to Demetrius Johnson. And Johnson gets up to about the 35-yard line. So decent field position here for the Wolves. Let's see who's going to get the call at quarterback.
And for Vigor, not having Sammy Dunn in, this is a young man that had 14 touchdowns and only 1 interception, but you're looking long-term for his health, and we have a lot of banged-up players tonight, so again,
Correct.
Be ready to not hear a lot of the normal names be called that we normally would be calling.
Looks like it's going to be Dylan Jackson who's going to step up on the season. Jackson is 4 for 6 from a quarterback position. He's going to get the call tonight to lead the Wolves. Trip set to the top as they hand it off early, trying to get the run game started for Vigor.
Outstanding job by Keontae Petway. The 5'11", 205 senior is able to go ahead and have a tackle for loss, 2nd and 12.
DeAndre Chambers on the run right there for Vigor. Backs him up a couple of yards. They're going to put it at the 34. 2nd down here for the Wolfpack. And Jackson going under center, something we rarely see in high school with these spread offenses. Little flea flicker to Benjamin, going deep, wide open, waiting for it. That is complete to Garrett Holcomb. It's a touchdown. Vigor's on the board already.
Holcomb is an impact player, and you can see why. The young man has his 7th touchdown. John McKenzie and KJ May dial up the trickeration early and are able to get the defensive back to look into the backfield, trying to play the run, and boom, just like that, we have our first score with 1 minute elapsing off of the clock.
Malik Fremont on for the PAT. And the Wolfpack faithful are going wild over here on the home side as they score early and strike blood first here in this battle. We have flags before the kick goes off.
And Al, I will say this, as a defensive back, what you never want to do is get caught peeking in the backfield.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. That's where you saw the separation, and Holcomb has tremendous
Prior
speed.
to the snap, false start on the offense.
This could be huge, Corey. That's going to push Vigor back about 5 yards. Fremont pretty much handles all of the kicking duties for Vigor, place kicking duties. Let's see if the young man might be rattled. This is a total of 25 yards. They go with the trick. They punch it out to Fremont, trying to go for 2 and catch Williamson off guard, but it does not happen. Mark that down. The PAT, no good. 6-0 is our score.
High school students, are you looking for a way to become a better leader? Then the Junior Officers Training Corps may be what you're seeking. If you would like to develop self-reliance, learn ways to be more responsible, and improve your communication skills, you can do that and more when you register for the Junior Officers Training Corps. The JROTC program is available to all high school students in Mobile County. JROTC, we build a better you.
Vigor's on the board first with a touchdown. But, Corey, keep in mind that PAT may come back later on to have an effect in this ballgame.
That's why I talked about it on my checklist, how the special teams of both of these squads are mirror images. And that time it was an attempted two-point conversion. They weren't going to kick it. They just wanted to catch Williamson slipping. And Williamson did a good job staying home. It wasn't a clean exchange. And like you said, those extra points, two-point conversions, are a huge difference.
Fremont kicks it, and it goes out of bounds near the 20-yard line, so Williamson's going to have great field position. Let's look at their offense. The Lions start A.J. Dinkins at quarterback. He's thrown for over 1,200 yards with 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Williamson's leading rusher is Willie Maddox, has over 600 yards, averages 6.1 yards a rush with 7 scores. When Williamson throws, look for receiver tandem John Austin and Keith Donald Jr. to snag the passes. Both have nearly 500 receiving yards with 2 touchdowns each.
Against Vigor, Williamson is selected to take 5-yard penalty and have them re-kick.
There's Ron Coleman bringing it in. Also, in the turnover margin, Williamson plus 19, Corey.
Special teams, special teams, special teams. I'll be preaching that throughout the entire night, and that's going to be the difference for both of these squads. When you're kicking off, you want to keep the ball inbounds. When you're punting, you want to make sure you have a clean exchange from your center to your punter, and also extra points. All those phases are going to make a difference in this final outcome of this contest.
Keith Donald Jr., also Jermaine McCree and Jalen Scott back to receive this kick from Vigor, as Fremont would try to keep this one inbounds.
And Williamson has some guys that have tremendous track speed deep for them, and it'll be fun to see McCree and Scott.
Taken by one of the up guys. On the move for Williamson. Nice carry right there, getting up to the 45-yard line. Keontae Petway called his name earlier as he made some defensive stops for Williamson. So it's 1st and 10 for the Lions. Great field position for them coming up.
Amari Lofton Sr. with the tackle for Vigor, and like you said, the great field position, electing to have them to re-kick. We'll see now Williamson averaging 38.6 points per game take it over.
1st and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. Dinkins looking over to the sideline to get the call from offensive coordinator Marcus Cook. They hand off. Runs into a wall of Wolves. Willie Maddox with the carry. 2nd down here for Williams.
Devin Whitsitt, the 6'2", 215-pound junior defensive end, makes his 18th solo tackle. And now, you just mentioned the name Marcus Cook. The storylines are thick in this game with Marcus Cook being the former head coach 1 year ago at Vigor High School.
Not a year ago, Corey. A couple months ago, he was the head coach at Vigor. The storyline's quite thick. Pass here, incomplete. Dinkins pass to Ace Davis, drops down. 3rd down here for the Lions.
And as John McKenzie dials up the offense, he wanted to make sure we shouts out to his wife, Venus McKenzie, his daughter, Jasmine McKenzie, and his mom, Retha McKenzie, as well as his brother in Minnesota, Larry McKenzie, sister and brother-in-law, Paula and Ronnie Crawford, and Carla Moorman as well. Coach McKenzie says hello, and he thanks you for your support.
He said they got us locked in, Corey. They're going to call and report later. Ball's at the 50-yard line. Dinkins back to throw, has plenty of time, going deep. Overthrows his receiver. I don't see any flags on the play, trying to get it to Keith Donald Jr. Takes the Lions to 4th down.
And just like that, Vigor has stepped up to the offensive attack of Williamson. Defensive coordinator Michael Perry giving up 5.7 points per game. And here, Williamson has a choice whether to flip the field and go ahead and go for this or punt it away. And I've seen Williamson in 3 or 4 games this season. And if it is a clean punt, it will go end over end and get a great bounce on this artificial surface.
Tydrick Withers going to handle the punting duties for the Lions. Jamarian Osborne standing inside of the 20. High snap. Withers gets his foot into it. You're right, Corey. Nice punt. Fair catch signaled by Osborne. They're going to place it somewhere near the 17 or 18-yard line. Score check. We know this is a big game. There's also a big game taking place at Baker, the Battle of West Mobile. 9:38 left in the first quarter. Baker on top of MGM, 6-0.
And that one, again, for first place in 7A Region 1 thus far. Both of those teams trying to stay right where they want to be in regards to the first and second seed in 7A Region 1.
Second possession here for the Wolfpack. They're going to have it at the 19-yard line. Empty set. Jackson back there all by himself. He's a receiver as well, so he has some speed if he needs to escape. And we have another flag here to start off Vigor's second series.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense.
That'll push the Wolfpack back 5 yards. So we're looking at a 2nd and 15 here coming up for Vigor from the 14-yard line.
That's something you want to stay away from if you're Vigor down in distance. It really messes up your schedule, and those are drive killers. As we saw the trick play earlier, really catch Williamson slipping in the secondary. But 1st and 15, you have to rely on your offensive line to hold their own weight.
Same formation here for Vigor. Trying to set up the screen. And Corey, that is going to be illegal touching because the pass was caught by a lineman and ineligible receiver, number 59 for Vigor.
Yeah, that's a situation to where
that's
you don't see big
Corey.
offensive linemen catch the ball early, but Seth Kidd was able to come away. He could have just batted it down, but it still would have been a situation to where I think illegal touching would have been called. But great job of making sure that he secured it afterwards, though.
The big fella, he got the paws around it. He didn't drop it. I'll give him credit, Corey. So they're giving the options to Antonio Coleman. Not a good spot for Vigor. Backed up near their own goal line here. This will be one of those half the distance to the goal penalties where they're situated.
On the play, illegal touching against the offense, 5-yard penalty, and a loss of down.
So not half the distance, but the killer is the loss of down. Pushes Vigor back 5 more yards.
Well, now you're really dialing up down and distance-wise. We saw Holcomb be one of the go-to wide receivers. If Williamson decides to play the one-on-one coverage, we'll be able to see Dylan Jackson, see what kind of arm strength he continues to have. Or does Coach McKenzie just trust on this O-line to get a big push and let your running back do the rest of the work?
2nd and 20 from the 11-yard line. And they're just going to go with the quarterback keeper. And Jackson is eaten up by the Lions right there at the line of scrimmage.
Holcomb at the Wildcat playing quarterback.
You're right. They switched up Holcomb, put him back there, number 4. Trying to get some type of offensive creativity going on. Offensive coordinator KJ May.
And Holcomb
head
on
coach
that play.
John McKenzie, yeah.
He kind of got bent backwards in an awkward way, and you can see him limping a little bit back to that huddle, but this drive so far has been disastrous for Vigor trying to find a rhythm offensively.
3rd and 20 here. Vigor may have to burn a timeout. Play clock under 5 seconds as they ran a player on late. Up the middle they go with the draw play, trying to keep it on the ground. Keep it secure. Carlos Benjamin Jr. with the carry. That'll take Vigor to 4th down. So the second series not as fruitful and productive as the first one. 2 plays and a score, Corey.
Ellis McGaskin, the 6'1", 190-pound sophomore, in on the stop. And what it does, it creates all kind of interesting scenarios here trying to punt this football away. You want to make sure you have a great snap and see if Isaac McNeil is able to turn this ball over without shanking it. But either way it goes, Williamson's going to get great field position.
McNeil right at the goal line, ready to receive the punt. Low snap, gets it up. And it is fielded by Williamson. They're going to have great field position after this return. Take a look at the Vigor defense. The Wolves play a 3-4 with nose guard Seth Kidd plugging up the front for a line that averages 237 pounds. Behind him is a triumvirate of linebackers who lead the Wolves in tackling. Kentonio Kelly Jr., Alabama commit Jabarius Chickengara, and Greg Crosby Jr. These three have combined for nearly 200 tackles and 80 tackles for loss. In the secondary, free safety Brandon Coates will be on pick patrol. He has 1 fumble recovery and 2 interceptions on the season. Great field position here for Williamson. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line.
We'll see if they're able to capitalize here and not sputter offensively.
Play action, pass is complete. Gets it out to John Austin, one of their leading receivers for the Lions. That's going to be in front of the sticks, and it's a 1st down. They're moving the chains. Williamson playing tempo. Ball right at the red zone on the 20-yard line. Hand off to Maddox. He gets close to the 15.
Austin on that last play came away with his 26th reception, and you like to see offensively Marcus Cook. We mentioned him being the former Vigor coach. He is not only an O-line coach, but the offensive coordinator, trying to mix it up. And the great field position to start this drive for Williamson. They must capitalize here in this red zone.
2nd and about 6. Trying to go back once again to Austin. I thought the flag was coming out, Corey. They're going to let him play. I sure thought it would have been PI right there, but it wasn't.
Pass out of bounds, and what you want to try to do is just keep that in play to make the official go ahead and have no doubt that they want to throw that flag. And you try to take it to the outside of the numbers on like a fade one-on-one route, but Dinkins shows he has great touch on his passes.
Play clock under 10 seconds. They give it to Maddox. He hits the hole. He's going to get 1 yard right there, up to the 15. So 4th and 5 here for Williamson.
Kentonio Kelly, our impact player from a defensive side of the ball, 5'11", 211-pound senior, makes that tackle. And Williamson has decision time. Not really used to them kicking a 32-yard field goal, so without having that specialist, they go ahead and roll the dice and go for it.
4th and 5 for the Lions. Dinkins has time trying to catch someone on the slant. Pass incomplete. It will be ball over on downs. The Vigor defense holds, Corey.
That's a huge stop by Vigor because the short field that Williamson was able to inherit created a situation where the pressure was on Vigor's defense to rise up. And Williamson started that drive with a lot of positive momentum. In the last couple of downs were bogged down, and now Vigor has to make sure that they don't commit penalties like they did on the previous possession to back themselves up early and kill down a distance and stay on schedule offensively.
Vigor's 3rd possession here of the 1st quarter as we are just under 6 minutes. Jackson still at the helm. As we told you at the onset, Sammy Dunn is out tonight. Their quarterback throwing over nearly 900 yards. Hand off to Carlos Benjamin Jr. He picks up 2. 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Wolfpack.
And Benjamin, the 5'9", 180-pound senior, if he gets beyond the line of scrimmage,
he can go.
He will just be off to the races.
He can go, Corey.
He has not played the last couple of weeks, so we'll see if he's able to be fresh and ready to go. Just tripped up at the line of scrimmage there and was able to pick up 1 yard. And Vigor taking a long time to get out of that huddle.
They are. I think John McKenzie is going to have to burn a timeout right here, and he does at the 4:59 mark of the 1st quarter. We'll take a break as well. Tigers on top, 6-0.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month
has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism
is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
It's 2nd and 9 for the Wolfpack. Ball's at the 16-yard line. 4:56 remaining in the first quarter. John McKenzie took a timeout, have a little reset. And Corey, looks like we have Carlos Benjamin with a direct snap coming right to him. And he's going to go behind DeAndre Chambers. And he's got some speed. He's part of the 4x100 track team that won back-to-back state titles. To the house goes Green Pants.
Carlos Green Pants Benjamin, I just mentioned moments ago, his blazing speed once he gets to that second level. No one in the state of Alabama is going to be able to keep up with this young man. And Carlos Benjamin, he finds pay dirt, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, eclipsing the 500-yard rushing mark, but credit the offensive line up front. Jamari Barnes, Willie Powell, Ty Tucker, Gabriel Brown, and Nicholas Poe opening up the hole for him.
No flags on the play. Fremont on for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. It is good. Our score 13-0. Carlos Benjamin to the house for the Wolves.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
and that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
We welcome you back to Ladd Peoples Stadium. Take a look at that scoring drive. 2 plays, 85 yards, took 1 minute, 84-yard touchdown run by Carlos Benjamin Jr. That is his 4th rushing touchdown on the season. 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
We call him Green Pants, and he's wearing the green and black, and they're on the attack offensively. Vigor comes into this game averaging 40.6 points per game. Williamson only giving up 5.4, have already given up 13 here in the first quarter of play.
We saw what Fremont did with the first kick, kicked it out of bounds. Let's see if he's going to correct this one and keep it in bounds, so no penalty will be incurred by the Wolves.
And a short field last time for Williamson because of the penalty that was thrown. You want to try to back Williamson up to the 25 or 30, but I tell you, if you kick to their back row, they have some flat-out flyers as well. So I know he's trying to angle it and keep it in bounds, but at the same time, you don't want to risk kicking it to 4-0 in white.
Keith Donald Jr. waiting for it, along with Jermaine McCree and Jalen Scott. See what Fremont can do here. Goes straight up the middle. McCree gets the kick return, and he's leveled right there at the 35-yard line. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She's on the sideline. What you got for us, Kim?
I was able to speak with Coach McKenzie before the game, and he said tonight his main goal is for this team to stay disciplined and to eliminate those penalties. He's been saying it all season that the penalties have been what have been hurting them the most, in his opinion. So he's going to try to keep this team calm so that they can eliminate those penalties. And he said that he recently just had his 50th practice with this team. He has not been with this team for long. It's his first year back with Vigor. So he said we are still learning each other, but he's very proud of the progress that he has seen in this team. He said that he expects great things from them tonight and great things from them for the rest of the season.
Thank you, Kim. Something we talked about, unfinished business for Vigor as they stop Williamson on first down right there.
The hit on the kickoff, though, by Amari Lofton, that was so very impressive because what it does, it gives your team a lot of juice and energy, and you can see here on first down, no gain by Williamson.
Second down here coming up for the Lions. Looking to the sideline for the call. Play clock's under 10 seconds. We're under 4 minutes here remaining in the first quarter. Look at the time for Dinkins. Pass is complete. A minimal pickup right there. Going to be third down coming up for Williamson. Austin with the reception.
Yeah, Austin with the reception, and you look at Kevin Malone with the tackle, and it brings up third. Money down is what we like to call it. Vigor can get off the field here and force Williamson to punt. A 3 and out is what Vigor definitely wants, and they have all the fan support behind them.
They'll call it 3rd and 7 here for the Lions. Continuing to pass right up the middle. They connect once again with one of the leading receivers they have, John Austin. Fans saying maybe that should be a horse collar, no flags, and the chains are moving up to the 40-yard line of Vigor. Williamson pushing tempo here, Corey.
Great job by Dinkins and great job of the tempo by Williamson quickly getting to the line.
Bunch set to the top, trying to confuse the Wolfpack defense. They put it on the ground to Willie Maddox, and he's eaten up right at the line.
Well, that's what you expect out of this big defensive line for Vigor to make plays, and that's Seth Kidd, 6'1", 260-pound senior from his nose tackle position with the stop. But once again, Williamson getting in Vigor territory at the 40-yard line of the Wolfpack.
Double stack receivers for Williamson. No gain on that play. 2nd and 10 here. Trying to set up a screen. Pass is complete. Flag comes out. Keith Donald Jr. with the reception. They're going to signal it as a score, but there is a flag on the play. And Corey, the vicinity of that flag makes me think they're going to walk it back.
Yeah, they're going to walk it back due to a holding.
Holding against the offense.
There it is.
You have an explosive play. You see Dinkins make the right read and find Donald. Donald shows his great speed.
And
but
there's the hole right there.
And you don't want to take points off of the board, but the referees were on top of it, didn't miss it, and you take away a 40-yard touchdown play because of the holding. And now Williamson is going to be behind the sticks. But it's plenty of speed on this field by both of these teams.
No doubt about it. Both of these teams have excellent speed, as you can see right there. Instant offense for both of them. The speed of Donald Jr. to get into the end zone, so the ball's placed back at the 50-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 20 here for the Lions.
And what you don't want to see is another penalty committed by Williamson, just execution of their offensive line. And I think the passing game, the short passes will be very effective for Williamson tonight.
Dinkins looking to pass, steps up into the pocket, unloads it, and finds John Austin wide open. He's going to get the first down as he gets up close to the 20-yard line. Man, that was huge, about a 30-yard pickup right there on the pitch and catch.
What I love to see is the growth of Alvin Dinkins, the 6'2", 190-pound junior. Watch how he keeps his eyes down the field. He steps up in the pocket, he keeps his eyes down the field, and he sees his John Austin. John Austin has great speed and great hands. He can also high point the football, one-on-one coverage, if that's what he sees.
Ball's on the short side of the field here near the Vigor bench. Dinkins looking, and he's going to be punched right there and brought down with the sack behind the line of scrimmage. Vigor eats him up.
Chicken Guerra on the tackle along with Devin Whitsitt. You mentioned Jabarius Guerra. He is a verbal commit to the University of Alabama, number 0 from his jack linebacker position, and Whitsitt coming from his defensive end position in this 3-4 base defense.
They kind of somewhat sandwiched him to a certain degree, Corey. Take a look at the replay with the box and box shot right here. One at the top, one at the bottom. Trip receivers to the bottom on the near side. They're flushing Dinkins. They're putting pressure on him. He has room to run, but he can't. He throws it. He was outside of the tackle box. I didn't see a receiver nearby that area.
And because he was outside of the tackle box, he's fine there.
So they're not calling grounding. He's outside the box.
Great job in pursuit. You can see Chicken Guerra, number 0, with the great pursuit coming from the weak side. And Dinkins thought he had a little bit more time, but the quick pursuit brings up a 3rd and 14 now for the Williamson Lions. .91 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Vigor jumping on top early with 2 scores. Dinkins' pass almost brought in by John Austin, but it was deflected by the Vigor defenders. 2 of them hopped in on it. 4th down for Williams. Kamari White, 5'10", 185 pounds, senior from his rover position, knocking this football away, and it was a jump ball for Mr. Austin, who I mentioned has the tremendous hands. And 4th down upcoming, where the ball is spotted at the 26-yard line. You know here that you at least want to try to get the ball beyond the sticks to pick up the 1st down.
And no surprise there, the timeout call by Antonio Coleman with 1:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Another 4th down situation for Williamson. The previous series when they went forward on 4th down, the Vigor defense held, Corey, and they took the ball back. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone.
The biggest thing for Vigor will be do not commit a penalty that will give Williamson an automatic 1st down, because you've done a good job of disrupting the down and distance and getting Williamson behind schedule. So now here on 4th down, if they're able to get a turnover on downs, it'll be huge momentum for Vigor and getting their offense back on the field.
Vigor and Williamson have met 33 times. Vigor leads the series 24-9. Vigor won last year 12-0. In the last decade, check this out, Corey, Vigor has won 9 out of 10, and they won the last 4 games against Williamson. They're pretty much dominating this series here. All right, it's 4th and 14 for the Lions.
I like 15 now.
Empty set. And the pocket collapses. I see Chicken Guerra down there in on the tackle as well with Seth Kidd. Ball over on downs. Once again, the Vigor defense stands up.
Amari Lofton as well, number 45. He made that huge hit on the kickoff, but the 6'4", 240-pound senior is disrupting this offensive line for Williamson. And now we'll see this explosive Vigor offense. Once again, folks, if Carlos Benjamin gets past the line of scrimmage, go ahead and put 6 points on the board, because his speed is unparalleled, not only in 5A, but I would say 1A through 7A.
So he touched the ball last time, ran it. Corey, if you remember on the flea flicker, they handed it off to him. He gave it back to Jackson. So he's touched the ball twice on both scores for the Wolves. And John McKenzie is 38 hot on the sideline. He calls a timeout.
Good timeout.
So timeout on the field. He's going to burn his 2nd timeout here of the first half. He wants to discuss it. Got another score check coming in here, Corey. 2:08 left in the first quarter. Baker on top of MGM, 14-0 in the Battle of West Mobile.
And that's something that, just like this score here, probably 14-0 there, 13-0 here, a lot of people weren't expecting. But I tell you, we see that full moon that's in effect tonight also.
Beautiful harvest moon.
Look, weird things happen when there's full moons, and the tide sometimes shifts to where you're not expecting a certain score to be there, but Vigor coming out of that timeout is going to be aligned correctly now and run the play that Coach McKenzie has diagrammed.
And out to Demetrius Johnson, the backup running back who actually leads the team in rushing. Probably only so because Benjamin has missed a game or two, but Demetrius Johnson, he's a very good runner as well for the Wolfpack. Picks up a couple, second and about 8 coming up here for Vigor.
Positive yardage is all you could ask for in that situation, and no penalty on that first down, and 2nd and 7, very manageable for John McKenzie and KJ May.
Jackson rolls out to the right, keeping it simple, hooks up with Jamarian Osborne with the reception. That's enough for a first down up to the 42-yard line.
Osborne with his 11th reception of the season. He also has 6 touchdowns receiving. So this young man who transferred into this program from Chickasaw a year ago, he can go ahead and be explosive in the red zone area. They love to throw jump balls up for him to grab it. He has great hands, and also shows there on that play he's good for short yardage situations too.
This should be our last play of the first quarter. Hand off to Carlos Benjamin Jr. Takes it out wide past the hash. A flag does come out near the 40-yard line. Possibly it will be another hold. Let's see what Ron Coleman says. The play clock never started on that play either, Corey. I noticed that. Because he's asking for it to push, but the play clock never started. The game clock ran.
He wants
on
to
the
pump
snap.
it back up.
Yep.
And we'll go ahead and we'll hear Ron if he's going to put more time on the clock or exactly what he wants to do and where he wants to spot the ball after the penalty is assessed.
Giving the options to Antonio Coleman as he shouts him across the field there.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield, get the offense. 1 on time down.
So they'll assess the yardage, and we'll have an untimed play here with zeros on the clock, which should be our last play for the first quarter. Vigor's team is walking to the sideline, Corey, as Williamson is as well. Let's see if Ron Coleman has now changed his mind. And it is the end of the first quarter. So we'll take a break, come back, bring you quarter number 2. Tigers in the lead, 13-0 in this title contest.
Did you know that missing 2 days of school per month has a negative effect on student achievement?
And that chronic absenteeism is negatively impacting
1 out of every 10 Alabama students.
Studies show students who are chronically absent are more likely to drop out of school. For every 1 day your child is absent from school, it takes 3 days for them to catch up.
So if I am not sick, make sure I'm at school, because missing school means missing out.
Hey Alexa, tell me about Mobile County Public Schools.
With 53,000 students in 90 schools, Mobile County Public Schools equips and empowers college and career-ready graduates. Several MCPSS schools are ranked among Alabama's top 10. Yearly, graduating students earned about $110 million in college scholarships and 10,000 career credentials. MCPSS is learning today, leading tomorrow. Does that answer your question?
To find out all the latest news on what's happening in Mobile County Public Schools, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Mobile County Public Schools, we are learning today, leading tomorrow. Vigor's leading right now, 13-0. Balls on the carpet. Williamson saying they have it. Could this be our first turnover? It is. It's being signaled that Williamson has the ball off the fumble.
DeMarcus Dale Brown, the 6', 220-pound freshman, is able to pick that one up, and it just was not a clean exchange from Ty Tucker as you saw Holcomb in motion, and because of it, now Williamson in great field possession. Sudden change here from offense to defense. This is the great time for Williamson to strike offensively.
Could it be the kill shot coming up right here for the Lions? Great field position. Ball at the 35-yard line of Vigor. They trying to set up the screen. They get it out. Can't get his bearings together. Ace Davis almost ran into one of his own blockers right there.
Looked like you heard the oohs and ahs of the crowd and thought we were going to see an interception as the corner jumped the route, and Dinkins' throw was on the money, just missed, but Ace Davis, he went ahead and was able to concentrate, not keep his balance, but pick up a couple yards before he stumbles to the turf.
Ball at 33. Second down and 8 for Williamson. Dinkins has time, tries to run, goes into the pocket. And you know what that means, Corey. You're going to run right into the Wolves.
I will say this. Chicken Guerra came from his jack linebacker position on the left side, and he made Dinkins step up into the pocket, and Whitsitt was there to clean up everything. But tremendous pressure coming from the bottom of your screen from number 0, and Whitsitt knew exactly what to do with Dinkins.
2-yard loss on the play. Sets up 3rd and 10. Ball back at the original line of scrimmage of the 35. Willie Maddox offset to the left. Dinkins has time. Pressure on him from Guerra. He escapes to the left, throws across his body. That could always equal trouble. Incomplete as Austin worked himself back on the route to try to help out his QB. 4th down for Williamson.
If we're able to see a replay of this one right here, you can see number 55 in white, Carday Smith. He is a Southern California commit from his right tackle position, go against Jabarius Guerra. And it'll come right here into your screen. You see Chicken crawling, trying to make a play, causing Dinkins to scramble.
There's the block right there.
But it's a 4th down for Williamson, and Vigor still is going to try to hold, with Williamson having great field position after the turnover.
Trip receivers to the top. Austin down here on the near side by himself. Dinkins looking to the left, looking, releases it. Pass is caught. Did they say he got the foot down? I thought his momentum carried him out of bounds. Ace Davis, he's out.
Out of bounds just by a pinky toe, folks, and he wasn't able to get that extra foot down, and it will be a turnover on downs after a turnover, and we'll see if Vigor is able to rectify the center to quarterback exchange.
Something similar taking place to what we had last week, Corey. Williamson only having to punt one time so far. Last week, MGM didn't punt at all. They went for it every time on 4th down. So far, Williamson 3 out of 4 on 4th downs going for it. They haven't completed any of them on 4th down.
Well, Vigor now, we'll see if they're able to answer with Benjamin in this Wildcat quarterback position.
Last time it paid off. He hands off to DeAndre Chambers. Chambers going to be tackled for a loss. Let's see where his forward progress. They're going to say he's right there at the line of scrimmage.
And Ellis McGaskin, the inside linebacker, 6'1", 190-pound sophomore. You're going to be hearing this name a lot, folks, here in the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
This is a power 4 linebacker, and he's so versatile to Antonio Coleman. Can pretty much pick the school he's going to want to go to if he stays healthy within these next 2 years.
2nd and 10 for Vigor. Chambers. Benjamin goes into motion. They give it to Chambers up the middle, running north and south. He picks up about 5 up to the 40. They'll give him credit for 1 more yard up to the 41.
Chambers at 6'1", 185 pounds. He's going to make his running backs coach very happy. Jalston Fowler, we know him as Nudie. He's played in many of these rivalry games. He's on the sidelines as an assistant coach for Vigor and sees the big fella rumble for positive yardage there on 2nd down.
3rd and 4 coming up here for the Wolfpack. Chambers lining up in his tight end position here. Benjamin in the backfield all by himself. Play action for Dylan Jackson. He goes over the top, overthrows his receiver, and it is intercepted by Williamson. Johnny on the spot, bringing it in right there. Elijah Lucky picks off Williamson. One could say almost could be like a long punt too, Corey, because you're literally flipping the field here.
Phenomenal job of Elijah Lucky, the 5'9", 170-pound senior, keeping his eyes on the football, being able to track it down over his shoulder. And this young man comes away with his second interception of the season for Williamson. And now with back-to-back turnovers.
That's right.
By Vigor, Williamson definitely wants to move the ball well in between the 20s, just has to find a way not to bog down in the red zone, but has plenty of home run hitters from a wide receiver standpoint.
Ball at the 23-yard line of Williamson, 1st and 10. Lions continuing to pass. They set up the screen. That goes nowhere. Maybe a 1-yard pickup for Keith Donald Jr. on the reception.
Great job of tracking the football by Manuel Gales. And Gales made sure that there was not going to be a lot of yak yards in that catch.
Actually takes a loss. Ball's placed back at the 22. 2nd and 11 for Williamson. And I hear whistles. I don't know if it's a flag or a timeout call.
They're going to ready to play Ron Coleman.
I think it's something with the clock. Yeah, he's asking them to push the play clock. So maybe that's where I heard the whistle coming from. Speaking of hearing, Corey, we got a battle on the field, but of course the bands are continuing to go at it head to head, man. The tuba sections right now doing their thing as they battle it out in the stands. 2nd and 11 for Williamson. Dinkins looking to the right, unloads it, incomplete. And I believe we have a flag on the play. That pass intended for Jadrick Jowers. And the Boo Birds are out over here on the home side.
And it's right at the line of scrimmage where the flag was dropped.
And I see one at the 40 back here, 40-yard line as well. So will there be offsetting penalties or? And they're marching it off. No, this is Ron Coleman. He's just walking.
During the play, we have 2 fouls. An eligible receiver downfield against the defense. Penalty all set, replay down.
Well, Corey, in golf, we call that a mulligan.
Let's do it again.
We'll do it again. Our officials tonight, Ron Coleman, Lawrence Hogues, Scott LaForce, Anthony Garrett, Anthony Rabb, Claude Moffitt, and T.J. Roberts. And speaking of mulligan, I hope one of my best buds, Mark the Shark Fisher, goes and plays some golf this weekend. He hit the double nickel today, man. So happy birthday to you, Mark. He's got us locked in out there in Texas watching the game. Say you're doing a great job. He say you look good in your pink, Corey.
I love
your pink polo on. So go out there and hit that ball this weekend, Shark. 2nd down on the carry. Todrick Withers picks up a couple. 3rd down here for Williamson coming up.
Tag team action. The first hit by Kentonio Kelly. And then also stepping up for the Wolfpack, Emmanuel Gales from his middle linebacker position. And we've seen a lot of money downs, which is 3rd down. This one being at 3rd and 10. Dinkins has to make sure he protects the football because the rush is coming by Vigor.
Ball at the 23-yard line. Play clock under 10. This Williamson offense has been quite deliberate tonight, Corey. Really taking their time. Dinkins with time. Nice grab as John Austin climbs the ladder. I don't think it's going to be enough to get the 1st down as he's marked at the 31-yard line.
Kevin Malone in coverage, the 5'9", 175-pound senior. That's just a one-on-one matchup. I mentioned Austin with the great hands and the great leaping ability, but Malone was able to make sure that he stopped him prior to getting to the sticks. And if you're Coach Antonio Coleman here, you probably want to flip the field because I mentioned Total Leather. They've had a lot of success punting the football and getting an end-over-end roll.
Garrett Holcomb sets up at his own 41 to receive the kick. Withers kicks, goes up, bounces. Going to be fielded somewhere around the 40, maybe the 38. Got to thank our folks over there at Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. A portion of subs purchased at Firehouse will go to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. So visit our friend Neil Patel at the Greenlight Road Firehouse Subs location. Also, we want to thank BSN Sports. If you're looking for team apparel and equipment, reach out to them. Visit them online at bsnsports.com. They cover all sports, cross country, volleyball, even wrestling. That's bsnsports.com. BSN Sports. It's the heart of the game. This game right now has Vigor on top 13-0. Less than 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Don't forget at halftime we'll have the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. But most importantly, Corey, we're going to have the battle of the bands tonight, man.
Can't wait.
It's been a lot of smack talk this week, so the bands will get to do something. I believe Benjamin lost his lid there. He hops up. You can take a look at the dreads. He'll have to come out for one play after the run.
Williamson doing a good job of staying home and making sure nowhere to go for Benjamin, and he will have to sit out for that one play. Vigor in no hurry here with 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter with that 13-0 lead. And you see them huddling and making sure when they do break that huddle that there's less than 10 seconds remaining on the play clock before they snap the football.
Ball at the 39-yard line, 2nd and 9 here coming up for Vigor. Dump a little screen right there to Demetrius Johnson. It goes nowhere. I thought there was someone moving in motion before the play. I don't see a flag, but
DeMarcus
Dale
Brown.
up.
Yeah, Dale Brown, the 9th grader, he diagnosed that play in which there was motion on the play, and because of it now, another money down, 3rd down upcoming for Vigor. And here you've seen them kind of be conservative and not really throw anything deep. Intermediate-wise is where you want to go here if you're Dylan Jackson.
Jackson rolling to his right. Pressure on him, completes it to Garrett Holcomb. Across the midfield stripe up to the 47-yard line. That's a 1st down. One name we hadn't called too much tonight, Corey, and I finally saw him get his hands on Jackson right there. Dante Bush, number 33.
Yeah, Dante Bush Pritchett, 6'5", 200-pound junior in his first year playing football, was able to pressure the quarterback, but it's a great job of rolling the pocket to the right. Jackson is able to find Holcomb for a huge 1st down. I like the way that they were able to roll the pocket away from the pressure, but I will say this, Jackson took a wicked shot on that play, and I do believe he's back down on the play now after feeling that hit.
That is him down right there. Injury timeout on the field as the trainers will take a look at him. Take a look at this replay.
And Bush Pritchett is the one who was right on top of him as he was able, you try to see him get up and he wasn't able to do so, and pointing to his hip a little bit as he runs off the field. Now Vigor minus Sammy Dunn, their starting quarterback already. Dylan Jackson is the 2nd string, and we asked Coach McKenzie prior to the game where would they go if they had to go to a 3rd string, and they said Kiki Malone, number 14.
But so far tonight we have seen Carlos Benjamin take direct snap, DeAndre Chambers as well, but 14 going out right now.
And Kiki Malone, 5'7", 124 pounds, but he is what we like to call a jitterbug. He is very agile when he gets past the line of scrimmage.
Hands off to another jitterbug. Look at him weave his way. Carlos Benjamin Jr. loses his helmet once again. You got to check on that strap for him as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
And Keontae Petaway on the stop from his outside linebacker position, the 5'11", 205-pound senior on the stop for Williamson. But it's going to pick up 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Wolfpack at the 42-yard line.
And I think John McKenzie wants to talk about it. Going to burn his last time out here with 3:23 remaining in the first half. I see the Williamson band has come out of the stands as they're getting ready to perform during halftime. Vigor's band will be performing as well. Plus, we'll have the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. I can see Kimberly Dunn down there right now. She's scouring the stands, Corey, looking for who she's going to pick to ask that question for at halftime. I see her down here on the field atop the press box here. Al Weed and Corley Bounty, our statisticians Matt Moore and China Powell. We appreciate you joining us tonight for this contest. 5A Region 1, as we said on the onset, this is for all the marbles. The winner tonight will be the region champ. Keep in mind, the number 1, the number 2 seed will receive home games during the playoff, and the 3 and 4 seed will have to travel. We'll put up the standings right now to let you understand what we're talking about. The reason Vigor is 7-0, they've had a bye already. Williamson's bye comes at the end of the season. Citronell's sitting pretty good, Corey. They won last night. They've locked themselves into a playoff spot. It's really going to come down to these two, Rain and UMS Wright. UMS Wright holds the head-to-head over Rain. They have 2 remaining region games left. If they win those 2, UMS Wright will probably get the 4th slot. So Rain needs them to lose both of them, and they've got to win as well to try to increase their chances. So 5A Region 1 for 1 and 2 is going to come down to this. They take the timeout. They come back, and Dylan Jackson throws it deep, incomplete to Carlos Benjamin. Garrett Holcomb. As you can see, the speed of Holcomb. 4th down coming up for Vigor.
The biggest thing during that timeout is you were able to get Dylan Jackson back into the contest, and he pointed to his hip when he came out after taking that hit when he rolled the pocket to the right. But another big play upcoming here for the Wolfpack, as they are sitting at the 42-yard line of the Lions. 3rd and 5. Vigor would love to complete this to bleed more time off the clock.
Thanks for that correction, buddy. It is 3rd down, not 4th down. Trip receivers here to the near side. They setting up the screen. That ball's tipped right there at the line of scrimmage, trying to go back to Holcomb once again. Incomplete. 4th down for Vigor, for real this time.
Yeah, and it looked like McGaskin was able to get his paws and hands on that football to create that 4th down opportunity. And right at the 42-yard line, if you're Vigor, you can pin Williamson deep. We'll see here on the replay, it was number 6 able to get his hand on it. That's Yusuf Clark, our impact player, the inside linebacker, 5'11", 205-pound senior. Great job of going vertical and being active defensively, and Vigor said, no punt for us. We're going to roll the dice and go for it.
Speaking of active, defense coordinator John Mitchell, he's excited because they can have Clark and McGaskin playing at the same time. They haven't had that happen in a while this season, so he's glad to get Clark out there. Jackson has time. Across the middle he goes. Incomplete. Ball over on downs. Intended receiver, Zacharias Wilson. Williamson have it, 1st and 10.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a win for Williamson, and it's a great way to go ahead and get a huge stop. Now, what has to happen for this offense is for Dinkins to find just a little bit of confidence throwing the football. If he's able to complete 1 or 2 short intermediate passes, it will open up things offensively, because the run game really hasn't been a factor yet for Williamson rushing the football.
It has not, Corey. They have really thrown the ball a lot tonight. We haven't seen Maddox running it very much, or even Withers. And let's see if that will change right now. They give it to Keontae Petway. He's going to struggle to get 2. There's the scrum. Still moving, still moving. They haven't whistled it dead yet. If that's a 1st down, Corey, I cannot believe it.
It's just great effort, and nobody went low. Everybody was up high, and he showed that Williamson weight room works out
and the
for
sticks
him.
are moving, Corley Bounty. That's a 1st down. Ball's at the 48 of Vigor.
3 minutes remaining here. Williamson continues the great tempo on this drive.
Up the middle with the run. They're trying to get a spark. Ellis McGaskin comes over and plays some offense, picks up another 1st down. Uncle Mo is getting close. He might be calling for an Uber here to pick up the Lions, Corey.
His 23rd rush of the season, and now he already has over 100 yards rushing on the season.
Back to McGaskin again, trying to go north and south as he crosses the 30-yard line up to the 29.
One thing about McGaskin playing both sides of the football, running back and linebacker, he does have 4 rushing touchdowns of the season, so this is nothing new for Coach Coleman, getting one of his best athletes the ball.
Williamson trying to put a spark in this offense. Attempting another run, but a flag comes out.
snap for a false start against the offense.
So that'll push the Lions back 5 yards.
Well, that's that drive killer that you have not seen so far on this offensive possession, and it will create a situation for Williamson to where you'll be able to catch your breath at 2nd and 11. I mentioned the running game not being effective on this drive. It has been, and you can see the benefits of it when Williamson's able to get it crunk up.
Taking the run to set up the pass, but right now they got McGaskin on the move as he's trying to get past the 25, and he does, up to the 24-yard line. So Marcus Cook going to keep feeding the beast here. It's going to be close to another first down, Corey.
Broom, Williams, McMillan, Herman, and Smith all up front getting the push that they haven't gotten in the first quarter for sure, and the average size of that line is 276 pounds.
1 yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Lions. They go to Petway this time. He's going to get the first down as he falls just past the 23-yard line.
And now you're operating with your 2-minute offense here for Williamson as you're getting closer and closer to approaching the red zone area, but you're going to have to be mindful of that clock. And I think Coach does have at least 2 timeouts remaining for Williamson, so he can burn them and use them whenever he would like.
Ball's on the 23-yard line of Vigor. Back to Petway they go again, continuing to ground and pound. Petway gets inside of the red zone up to the 19.
What's going to happen is, again, these defensive backs are going to have to make sure they don't get caught peeping into the backfield. You run, and then you hit them with that dagger of a strike by Dinkins, because we mentioned the speed that he has with 12 and 15 in white, being able to catch it and have yak yards. Run after catch.
Clock continuing to tick, tick, tick. Back to Petway. They keep it on the ground. And Chicken Gara serves up a tackle for loss.
How do you like it? Do you like it fried? Do you like it grilled? Because Chicken was giving it to the runner that time. And Chicken just shows why he is one of the most elite jack linebackers in the entire country, and why he's verbally committed to the University of Alabama as just a sophomore.
But Corey, I like it fried, but my doctor says I need to eat it grilled. So I might have to go to Chick-fil-A and get me one of them coupons that let me try to work something out with Kimberly Dunn at halftime, because the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge is coming up. There's the cow going moo. She'll get a fan out of the stands and ask them a question, give them a multiple choice answer. If they select it correctly, they'll win a Chick-fil-A prize pack. So keep it locked in right here for the Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. 30 seconds remain here in the first half. Vigor's on top. Decision time here for Marcus Cook, Antonio Coleman. What are they going to do? Marcus Cook, former head coach at Vigor for 2 years, comes over to the Williamson staff over the summer. So he has an offensive mindset as well. So let's see what's going to be called up here for the Lions. 3rd down and 10 to go.
I think that if you roll the pocket to the right side of the field, they're on the short side, but if you come over here to Vigor's sidelines, rolling the pocket, you're able to get some type of crossing or drag route and soften up this defense and make Vigor gamble defensively.
Ball's at the 23-yard line. Dinkins under center. They're going with one of the up guys right there. Tremarcus Petway comes over from his defensive end position, and another timeout has been called by Williamson. That should be the last one, Corey.
Now you're at 3rd and right at 10 yards to go. So you're in 2-down territory no matter how you look at it. But I will go back to a Vigor-Williamson game a couple of years ago. What happened right before the half is Vigor created a turnover as Williamson was getting ready to score. And that was able to be a huge difference maker in that game. So you want to make sure here, I think it was Brandon Purifoy at that time who was able to go ahead and score on close to a 99-yard touchdown fumble recovery. So you want to make sure that you don't give up any free points to Vigor, because we have seen that in this same end zone, this south end zone that they're heading into as they were getting ready to score right before the half, to be a huge difference maker.
Todrick Withers just to the left of Dinkins. I'm thinking this one might be a pass play, Corey. Withers goes out to motion. Pressure on Dinkins, and he's going to be sacked by the Wolfpack.
Great job of the pressure of this defensive line of Seth Kidd along with Devin Whitsitt, making sure they collapse that pocket. And you can see the pressure coming from both ends. And the closing speed of this Vigor defense here in the first half has been very impressive. And it'll be a turnover on downs, and that will take us to the half.
Actually, it takes us to the half. Clock's sitting at 0. Quite an interesting first half that we have had. Vigor 2 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception. But Corey, they're on top 13-0 over Williamson.
Yeah, we saw the fireworks early. Coach McKenzie dials up the flea flicker to
Old
get
school,
things
yeah.
started. And after that, you see a short field. Williamson not really able to capitalize in the red zone area in the first half. We've seen our fair share of penalties, but 13-0 here. Vigor's defense continues to bow up, and we'll see if Williamson can come up with that answer offensively in the second half.
Especially at the times when Vigor's defense needed to do that. Williamson was on the north end of the field trying to punch it in. Vigor's defense, they stand up. So we may have one untimed play right here, Corey, I believe. There it is. Vigor takes the knee. They put 2 seconds back on the clock, and I think Kimberly Dunn is trying to get a hold of Coach John McKenzie from Vigor. He's on top 13-0, so we'll buy a little time for Kimberly as she sets up with John McKenzie. He's going to give it to her straight up, Corey, when he shares.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I know he's going to talk to her about is the execution that he wants to see by his Wolfpack.
Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn right now.
Coach McKenzie, your team's ahead 13-0. I know before the game you said it comes down to discipline and eliminating those penalties. So how do you feel your team's done at that so far?
We got penalties. We got 2 turnovers. We had 1 turnover coming into this game, and we got 2 tonight. But the second one was like a punt for us because they kept us backed up, and we really ain't been able to get into our offense because we playing on a short field. And they got a good defense. They got a good team. They talented. So this is the type of game we expected, and this is the type of game we prepared for.
So as you're going into the locker room, what's the message you're telling your team?
Fans, hold on to the rope. I mean, we good in the second half. We condition more than anything we do. So I think we'll be strong in the second half. We usually get better.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. I'll let you get with your team.
Love you, Venus and Jazz. Talk to you later.
Coach McKenzie giving the shout-outs, Corey. Got to love it, man.
There's his wife and his daughter there, and a lot of football left to be played. If
Absolutely.
you're the Williamson Lions, you just have a couple adjustments that you want to make offensively to go ahead and not get bogged down in that red zone area and to capitalize once you get there.
We'll take a break and come back and bring you the bands. Vigor's on top 13-0 at the half.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
It is time for the mighty marching Lions to take the field. We'll send it down to the field and listen to the Williamson band. Sounds of the mighty marching Lions from Williamson. We'll take a break and come back with the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge.
We believe in the power of dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor because I can help people.
We believe in preparing our students for a future full of possibilities.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher because I like helping other people learn.
In Mobile County Public Schools, we strive to help each student achieve their dreams. We offer real-world learning with an advanced curriculum for each child. It's our mission to graduate prepared and productive citizens and to help fulfill their dreams.
When I grow up, I want to be a web designer.
It is halftime. It's now time for the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn on the sidelines.
We are ready for the Chick-fil-A Halftime Trivia Challenge, and I have 3 young men who are all from 3 different Mobile County public schools. So will you tell us your names and where you go to school?
Johan Flott, and I go to Booker T. Washington.
My name's Jared Field, and I go to Ashore Manning.
My name is Javion Gill. I go to Florence House.
All right, are y'all ready for our Chick-fil-A question for the night? Now, if the boys answer this question correctly, they will get to leave here with some Chick-fil-A gift cards as well as this bag full of goodies from Mobile County Public Schools and Chick-fil-A. Are you ready for the question? All right, y'all, listen closely. In 1886, this country gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States as a gift to symbolize the friendship and international cooperation between the two countries. All right, was it Mexico, France, England, or Canada? Who gifted the Statue of Liberty to the United States? France, you think it is B? Is that your final answer? All right, you are correct. It was France. Congratulations. You are now the proud winner of all of these Chick-fil-A goodies and Mobile County Public Schools. Y'all wave at everybody at home and say goodnight.
Great job, kids. Right now we're taking it down to the field to the mighty marching Wolfpack from CF Vigor. Great halftime performances by both squads. There's the mighty marching Wolfpack of CF Vigor. We'll take a break, come back and show you some of our middle school champions, and we'll be getting ready for the second half. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
Do you feel alone, overwhelmed, or helpless?
There's hope. There's hope. Call or text 988.
You don't have to face your crisis alone. If you need a safe space to talk with a trusted adult for support, reach out to your school counselor.
Do you need help to make it through everyday struggles?
Do you need someone to talk to?
Call or text 988. Your social emotional wellness is worth it.
Remember, there's hope, there's help.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
It is halftime here at Lab People Stadium. Vigor's on top 13-0. We saw the bands do their thing. We've had Chick-fil-A halftime trivia challenge. But Corey, we saw the middle schoolers do their thing yesterday, man.
Yeah, it's the future, and the future of Friday Night Lights is what we saw in a small and large school division championships. Both of them were exactly what you expected.
Roll that tape, Wade Ford. Let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday and congratulate these teams as they picked up victories yesterday. It was the Lot Wildcats, and right there, that fella, DJ Johnson, that was a big carry, Corey.
Just a tackle from behind as he almost goes to the house, and Lot trying to win back-to-back championships in the small division, and you see the shifty feet of Coleman.
Javarius Coleman with the score as that put Lot on top, and they got the 2-point conversion. But Alba, they were sticking around as they got into the end zone and tied the ball game up. Made the touchdown and got the 2-point try. And Corey, we ended up going to overtime, and here's the one that sealed the deal as Coleman punched it in. Lot back-to-back small division middle school champion.
You love to see it, the excitement, locking the gates, and then we moved on to the large middle school championship.
It was Pillins 5-1-1 taking on Burns 6-1. Pillins, they are the defending champions, and this was beautiful right here. Demarie Lofton with the tip drill court. Great concentration by the young man.
He held on to it, one of the best catches you'll ever see, middle school or high school, and put 6 points, Pillins up 6-0.
And then after a late turnover, Burns comes back and they score to tie the game, Corey. And they go for 2-point conversion right here, and that sealed the deal. As you saw, 141 left to deny Pillins their back-to-back championship title.
Daughtry the second there, the quarterback. He's just a powerful runner, this young man. We're going to be calling his name a lot on Friday nights to come, and congratulations to Burns, the large division 2024 champion.
Now hold up, Corey. That ain't all. Nice shot of the moon right there, but there was some flag football championships decided as well. I'm loving this, man. Let's put up the picture. The 2024 middle school small division football champions, the girls and ladies right there at Williamson Middle School. Corey, that's the basketball coach over there.
Roberson Holly.
Sure is, Coach Holly. So they won the small division in flag football. I'm loving the pink pom-poms, but we have one more, and we got to tip our cap. There it is, the large division champions, Scarborough Middle School. I know somebody's over here smiling next to me. Athletic director and head coach China Powell. Boy, they did the thing, and they won them a title, Corey.
Well, I would have to say, look, Coach Powell, she endured all the heat and all the practices, and it was well worth it. She would come in on a Thursday or Friday game and just be tired from the heat. But her girls won her a championship, and this is a championship booth that we're in because Coach Matt Moore, even though they didn't win it this year, they won it last year. They made it back, and this year, China Powell getting her first flag football championship.
Our statisticians putting in
man,
work, man.
Putting
I like
in work here.
All right, we got more work headed your way. We'll take a break and come back, getting close to the second half.
Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program is here to help those students who want to jumpstart their career right out of high school. With more than 100 specialized courses ranging from engineering, computer networking, nursing, welding, and more. We prepare students for college and career readiness. To learn more, log on to MCPSSS.com. Mobile County Public Schools' Signature Academy program, preparing students for life.
There's a lot to like about Mobile County Public Schools.
What I enjoy about Mobile County School is the extra attention my teachers give us to help us learn.
Teachers are liking their access to technology, and students are liking the quality of their education.
I like the technology that's been incorporated into my education.
And since 1826, you have trusted us to prepare your child for their future, and we like that. Mobile County Public Schools. We are learning today, leading tomorrow.
What's the matter, baby? You're not feeling good?
School-age children are at a higher risk of getting and spreading germs and viruses. To help protect the spread, students are encouraged to stay home when sick. Parents, it's important for your child to remain at home at least 24 hours after they no longer have a fever of 100 degrees or higher without the use of medications. Please help us maintain a healthy learning environment.
If you're looking for fun, fashionable, and affordable jewelry, it's here. It's Paparazzi. We have a variety of colors and styles of bracelets, rings, necklaces, and earrings for all occasions and for every event. New styles are added daily, which means you are always up to date with the latest fashion. For that genuine bling, join me, Charmaine Watson, the real jewelry lady, on Facebook Live Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. It's cute, it's fun, it's fashion, it's $5, it's Paparazzi.
We welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Lad People Stadium. Al Wheaton, Corey LeBound. And Corey, quite an interesting first half. Let's get up the stats and take a look at the production from both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, you have 99 rushing yards for Vigor, and half of that, 84 of it, was on Carlos Greenpant's big first quarter run. And you look at the passing yards for both of them almost being equal, and the difference really is that long 84-yard touchdown run and the flea flicker that was thrown earlier too. But the two turnovers that Coach McKenzie was harping on are the biggest difference, and we haven't seen a lot of dirty rags on the field. 5 total first half penalties, but I guarantee that's something that Williamson wants to continue, but they want to see more success there with the rushing yards.
Correct. A very well-balanced attack for Vigor, 99 on the ground, 92 through the air. But it's something we talked about. Marcus Cook, they're throwing the ball more than running it, and we saw them running the ball later on in the second quarter when they brought in Ellis McGaskin and Keontae Petway to try to get a spark.
Yeah, McGaskin is really ignites this offense and defense. And when you're able to get your best player on the field playing both ways, that's something I expect to see in the second half for the Williamson Lions also. And when you go back and you look at the mirror images of one another for my checklist, both of these teams really had to focus on yellow flag equals old dirty rag.
Right.
And old dirty rag is homage to Coach Santee Gamble, the PA announcer for many years at Blount High School. And we only saw 1 for Williamson, 4 for Vigor. Special teams production. You've seen some great punts that have been able to flip the field.
Correct.
No opportunity to kick any extra points, but they were not able to limit or create explosive plays, and that's going to be the key for Williamson in the second half to turn over this scoreboard. And for Vigor, I talked about the mirror images. The yellow flag equals an old dirty rag. Those 4 penalties at times have been costly. The special teams production, we saw them go ahead and not be able to convert the first 2-point conversion, make the second extra point.
Sure did.
And big-time players making big-time plays, and that's evident of Carlos Green Pants Benjamin, along with a great defensive effort for Vigor. Number 0, Chicken Guerra, has been very active, and we'll continue to see this defensive Vigor try to rev it up and get some points off of turnovers in the second half.
By no means the way you know John McKenzie. Like I know John McKenzie, he has some more points left in his pocket. So I'm pretty sure he's like, I got some more points in this pocket. I got some more points in this pocket. Let's check in with Kimberly Dunn. She'll let us know what Antonio Coleman shared with his kids in the locker room.
That's right. I was able to speak with Coach Coleman and asked him what was the message that you gave your players during halftime. He said, I was just honest with them. We have been beat during the first half. He said they came out, they were ready to play football, and they were doing things that they were prepared for. He said, our team has been watching this Vigor football team, and we knew what they were capable of doing. We just aren't showing up and doing our part tonight. He said we weren't able to capitalize on a couple of plays that were handed to us, and he said we've just got to come out here, play some good, clean football, play what we have been practicing all week. Both of these teams have very talented players, and they both know what they're capable of. It's going to depend on who shows up tonight and plays good football.
Thank you, Kimberly. Got to show up, got to play some good football. Here's a nugget for you, Corey. Since 1984, Williamson is 13-54 against ranked teams in the same classification. Vigor comes in ranked number 4 tonight.
Well, I know this much. Williamson's 9-59 when scoring less than 10 points since 2000, and they definitely want to create some points on this opening kickoff for their fans to generate a lot of excitement here in the second half.
Jalen Scott with the return. He gets up to about the 32-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions here in the second half, and we'll see if some of those words come to fruition that Kimberly Dunn shared with us. Antonio Coleman explained to her during halftime. Dinkins still out there, ready to lead his team. See if Williamson can get on the board. Got 2 turnovers, but no points off turnover.
Only 15 seniors, so this is still a relatively young squad for Antonio Coleman, as evident of calling the name of some 9th graders along with some 10th, sprinkled in with a couple 11th graders. But Antonio Coleman and his staff have done a tremendous job taking 7th and 8th graders and turning them into high-quality varsity players.
Hand off to Maddox. He's the leading rusher for the Lions. They're going to keep it on the ground. He gets past the 40-yard line. Nice run by Willie Maddox.
And that tackle is going to be by number 0, Jamarius Guerra. We call him nicknamed Chicken. That was given to him by his grandmother. And I know this much, that type of positive yardage on first down is what they talked about at halftime, being able to establish that running game here in the second half.
2nd and 1 coming up here for the Lions. Go back to Maddox. He stretches out. Think he is still going to be short by a yard. 3rd and 1 coming up here.
Devin Whitsitt, 6'2", 215-pound junior on the stop for the Wolfpack. And this is a huge 3rd down, as Williamson normally operates from the shotgun position. But you have a big blocking back, number 9, Tremarcus Petway, who can clear the way for you and create space for your running back.
Petway plays defensive end on the other side of the ball. High snap to Dinkins. They're going to pass it. Goes out of the hands of Jydrick Jowers. Jowers couldn't hold on to it. Brings up 4th down here.
Interesting situation now for Williamson and what they decide to do at 4th and 1, because do you want to give up field position or do you want to continue to establish time of possession? And to go a 3 and out here would be huge in regards to Williamson not having a lot of confidence.
Gut check time here for the Lions. 4th and 1 on their own side of the ball. They give it to Ellis McGaskin. Forward progress. He's not going to make it, Corey. This spot is going to be short of the 1st down.
It's going to be close. I would ask for an official spot here for sure and lay that football down on the carpet and let the officials bring out the chains and measure it. But it was a great defensive stop.
Turnover on downs.
Huge, huge stop to start the second half of action. And Vigor, we'll see if they're able to capitalize off of the defensive stop and momentum.
Shout out to the Vigor fans right there in the stands as they are pumped up and excited about the ball over on downs. Tremendous crowd here tonight at Lab People Stadium. Corey, I'm going to get you to put on your Danny Cordy hat in about 5 minutes. I want you to give me that head count.
You got it.
You go down there and talk to Officer Kiki at the bottom. How many you got on your count? 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. Ball at the 41-yard line.
Benjamin going to be a difference maker.
Oh, he is stopped. And who? Ellis McGaskin, Corey, tackle for loss.
This young man is a power forward player, and you can see why. Only a sophomore does a tremendous job diagnosing that. And Benjamin, it takes him a moment to get started. And if he's not able to get any momentum, then it's hard for him to go ahead and break tackles. When he gets in the open field, he's electric. But great open field tackle shooting the gap by McGaskin.
Second and 14 coming up here. Play action. They get it to Carlos Benjamin. He was playing possum basically. Ran out to the left, took the little pass in the flat, picks up some yards for the Wolves.
9th reception, now has close to 25 yards receiving on this long season for Vigor. But it does pick up positive yardage, and it brings up something we've been very familiar with tonight, which is 3rd down.
Ball at the 38-yard line. Vigor taking its time. Play clock under 10 seconds. I wonder if John McKenzie is going to burn the timeout here. Play clock under 5. They get the snap off. Demetrius Johnson with the carry, stretches out to the 30-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down. They're moving the sticks for the Wolfpack.
And that's the difference in what Williamson was not able to do to convert and to stretch out. And one of the things when you do stretch out, you have to make sure that you don't fumble the ball. They were able to take advantage of it. And we'll see here with this fresh set of downs whether Vigor is able to capitalize off of the turnover on downs and put 6 on the board.
Johnson to the left of Jackson. Runs into one of his own blockers. Maybe picks up a yard on the carry. 2nd down here for Vigor coming up. Jackson come in doing a decent job tonight, Corey. Sammy Dunn not getting the start. He's hurt. So he's coming in to lead the Wolfpack here tonight.
Yeah, we've seen him take all the snaps at quarterback with the exception of the one time Kiki Malone came in. And he's done a tremendous job at 2nd and 9 here for the Wolfpack, being able to open up the offensive playbook for John McKenzie and Coach May.
Trips to the right side. They give it to Carlos Benjamin, and he goes nowhere. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 2-yard, maybe 3-yard loss on the play. Ball's back to the 32-yard line.
DeMarcus Dale Brown, the 9th grader, defensive end with a huge stop and a very important tackle for loss. And now you're looking at 3rd and officially a long 11 yards to go for Vigor. Williamson just needs to stay solid and commit no penalties, and we'll see what Jackson's able to create from his quarterback position.
Jackson looking to throw, unleashes it real quick there. Jamarian Osborne stretches out with his long frame just inside the red zone. It's a 1st down. The sticks are moving again for Vigor.
You love the way that these Vigor offensive players are leaning and stretching out to get every ounce of yardage possible. Osborne, with his 6 foot, 185-pound frame, was able to do so. And because he was able to extend before his body touched the carpet, it's another 1st down for Vigor and a great drive going so far for the Wolfpack.
12-yard pickup on the pitch and catch right there from Jackson to Osborne. And in motion for the Wolves, they give it to Carlos Benjamin. He's trying to block for Benjamin. as he's taken down right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Second down here for the Wolves. They need to get to the 9-yard line to pick up a first down. They're at the 19.
Dante Push Pritchett with the stop coming from his defensive end position. Tremendous pursuit from the young man who was in his first year of playing high school football. At 6'5", we've seen him slam dunk and play great basketball.
Right.
But now he's transitioning those basketball skill set to the football field.
Told us at high school media days this past Sunday, he likes to take charges in basketball, and he uses that same energy when he's on the football field. Direct snap right there to Benjamin. Goes forward for a couple. Maybe up to the 17-yard line. So third down and long coming up here for
Carnell
Vigor.
Flukum with the stop for the Lions, and we've seen so many third downs in this contest. Vigor has been able to convert on their fair share of third downs, and see here if Coach McKenzie decides to stay with the running game or roll the pocket for his quarterback Jackson.
Vigor needs to get to the 9-yard line to pick up a first down. Demetrius Johnson checks in. Carlos Benjamin Jr. checks out. They toss it out. That's going to be a false start. I think Johnson went into motion too early, Corey.
False start on the offense.
He kind of came out of his stance right before the ball was snapped. That's 5 yards.
Well, now you go from 3rd and close to 8 to now 3rd and 13. And you take the ball outside of the red zone area now, and you can try to take your shot, but no matter what, Coach McKenzie's going to roll the dice and is in 4-down territory.
Might need you to send a text to the clock operator. He hasn't reset the timeouts on the scoreboard here at Lag, Corey. Jackson looking to pass it. Incomplete to Jamarian Osborne. Late flag comes in. Could that be defensive pass interference? Let's see.
And we have the benefit of replay. The officials have the benefit of being ground level and being able to see that. It was Osborne who the football was intended for. And in 3rd and 12, if that is a pass interference, that's huge.
During the play, holding, and get the defense.
And you'll see Jackson roll the pocket to his right, trying to find Osborne coming back to the football, and he was asking for the flag, and he was able to get the flag, and you go from 3rd and 13 now to 3rd and a long 3.5.
Once again, line to gain is the 9-yard line. They get the blockers in for Carlos Benjamin. He's trying to weave his way, keeping those legs going, Corey. That's something we always talk about. Keep the legs turning, and he's going to have just enough possibly to get this first down.
And that's what you want to see, him worm and squirm his way through that line and be able to get close enough to where Ron Coleman's having to take a look at. He's going to call it fourth
down.
inches.
They're just short.
Now here's another 4th down. We saw Williamson turn the ball over on downs to give Vigor possession of this football, and this has been a long elapsed drive of some close to 4.5 minutes for the Wolfpack.
And Jackson goes under center. I wonder if this would be quarterback sneak. Look at the linebackers right on top of him, and he goes right behind the center through the A-gap. I see Anthony Garrett on the far side coming in. I'm going to call it. If it's a left foot spot, Corey, he might have it. But from my vantage point, I think he's short. Ron Coleman looks at it again.
We'll see if they.
We're going to get a measurement.
Yeah, I think that's rightfully so. I thought that's what we would get last time on Williamson's play, but we're definitely going to get a measurement here. As you can see him try to go behind Ty Tucker and get stood straight up but falls forward.
Well, look where his butt is right there, Corey, as he tried to extend the ball.
I think he has enough.
We shall see. We haven't had a measurement in a long time, man.
And Williamson, they definitely need a stop here.
And
first down.
First down for the Wolfpack by the chinny chin chin, Corey.
That's all it takes sometimes, Al. And you mentioned how Carlos was keeping his legs churning and moving forward and where his backside landed. And now you're at a 1st and 10, 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line here. Same formation they went with on 3rd down.
11th play of this drive, Al.
Dylan Jackson in command of this offense. Demetrius Johnson right up the middle, bust in, hits pay dirt for the Wolfpack.
And this young man, Demetrius Johnson, 5'6", 165-pound sophomore. He gets his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, and that was the 11th play. As you can see, the gap and the hole was wide open for that run, and it's a credit to the offensive line getting a hat on a hat, and the Wolfpack are back on the board here with our first score of the second half.
Malik Fremont on for the kick, and the PAT is no good. I believe we have a flag on the dead ball foul on the play.
Prior to the kick, we got offside against the defense.
So offsides against Williamson. I wonder if John McKenzie is going to possibly try to go for 2 and get that point back here, Corey. Let's see.
If I'm him, you know, you're up 19-0. You have a chance to get Fremont some work in kicking in live game situations, or you can go ahead and go to your 2-point playbook. But either way it goes, it's 19-0. The score stands 9 yards, almost untouched, into the end zone goes Demetrius Johnson, and credit to that big offensive line for creating that type of hole.
Out comes Demetrius Johnson. Out comes the offensive line. I see DeAndre Chambers out there.
They're trying to make it 21-0.
There's Dylan Jackson. So they're going to go for 2 here. Try to take advantage of that offsides from Williamson. Johnson goes into motion.
Delay of game, offense.
Unbelievable, Corey.
Right back to where you started.
Fremont's going to get his opportunity for some practice here, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, it's much deserved practice because his coaches have confidence in him kicking the extra points in practice, and now you have an opportunity to kick the extra point versus a huge rivalry or a huge rival for yourself, and you get that extra rep. Every rep counts,
right?
Especially as we're approaching postseason play.
The snap, the hold, the kick. It is blocked at the line. So we go through all of that to have a blocked PAT. So our score 19-0, Vigor on top. Let's take a look at 6A Region 1 standings while we have a break right here. Saraland all in control, the #1 team in 6A. They are at 6-0. Spanish Fort right there holding tight. The situation right here, Corey, is St. Paul's, McGill, Tulane, and Theodore. Theodore and Gulf Shores are playing tonight, if I'm correct, over in Gulf Shores. That has a huge implication because McGill, Tulane beat Theodore in week 3. So right now, Theodore needing to kind of win out if they can. Next week, they will host Saraland. So that's a big ball game tonight with Theodore and Gulf Shores. Also, St. Paul's and McGill, Tulane playing tonight as well. St. Paul's only defeat in region play is to Saraland.
Tremendous log jam there.
Tremendous.
It's always been that way in 6A Region 1. We used to call that the SEC West.
Correct.
Which is one of the toughest divisions in all of high school football. But, you know, across the board, some outstanding high school football being played underneath these Friday night lights.
Fremont with the kick. I don't know if the receiver called for a fair catch or if there's a penalty flag. Well, here comes Ron Coleman. It was a penalty flag.
Right into the kickoff, outside, kicking team. 5-yard penalty.
So Vigor will be assessed a 5-yard penalty, being offsides on the kickoff. And the Vigor band getting cranked up over here on the home side. In charge 19-0 over Williamson.
And Al, all it takes is just that one explosive play by Williamson to get this Maysville crowd back engaged and to keep the Vigor fans from doing the wave.
I do see them trying to get the wave started, but now the fans on this side are saying, come on, what's up with y'all on that? Let's get the thing together, man. Tremendous crowd here at Lab People Stadium on hand. Loving the turnout. 4:19 remaining in the third quarter. Nice kick right there by Fremont. Taken by McCree, going straight up the middle as he's tackled just past the 40-yard line. Take a look at 7A Region 1. Big ball game tonight taking place out at Baker. MGM and Baker pretty much in control, so the winner of that game will really solidify who's going to be in the first position. Also, Fairhope and Daphne playing tonight, the war on the Eastern Shore. Foley, Davis, and Bryant, Robertsdale, they're pretty much out of it. So your top 4 teams are going to be MGM, Baker, Fairhope, and Daphne. Now, how and where they're finished, Corey, we got to wait till they play them out.
Well, if Juan Johnson's able to hang on, that'll be a huge feather in his cap in his first year as the head coach of the Baker Hornets.
Last score update I had, 21-7, Baker on top in the third quarter over MGM. Sack on the play. Who is it, Corey? Do you want a number 1 or number 2? No, I want the 0 combo.
What is Chicken Guerra? He is continuing to make his presence known, and you can see he is able to stand up. He's able to put his hands in the dirt or the turf. He can line up standing up or down, and he makes a huge difference from his jack linebacker position, creating a huge loss on first down for the Williamson Lions. But Chicken Guerra continues to be a huge factor. 13 sacks on this season.
8-yard loss on that sack of Dinkins. Play action of Dinkins going across the middle and drops it. Ace Davis had it, but we have a flag on the play.
That was a great throw by Alvin Dinkins.
Right up the seam.
And if Ace is able to hold on to that, it wouldn't have mattered about the penalty flag, but this will give an offensive spark to this Williamson Lions offense, who saw their opening possession of the third quarter be a turnover on downs. And it's going to be up to this offense to answer the bell, as Vigor, the last time they looked, it was 13-0, and now you get down another score. You can't afford.
Get the defense.
Can't afford to continue not to score here offensively as they creep up to the 49-yard line of the Wolfpack, and you can see just a little bit too much jersey by the defensive back, Brandon Coates.
So not a first down. They're calling it second down and about 3 to go here after the 15-yard penalty. They walk it off. Dinkins with the quick hitter. Keith Donald Jr. with the reception. That's a first down. He's inside of the 45 up to the 43-yard line.
I like that play call because a lot of cushion is being given by the defensive back. So you take what the defense gives you. Dinkins with the quick release throw to keep Donald able to come away with the reception.
Double stack receivers for the Lions. We talked about it at halftime, trying to get their rushing game together, but right now down 19 points. You've got to depend on the high snap. Going back to Keith Donald Jr. He's bounced out of bounds after his pickup from the pass.
Kevin Malone, the corner, comes up and pushes him out of bounds along with Kentonio Kelly. But positive yardage, and imagine what it would have been if there would not have been a high snap.
Right.
There may have been more yards after catch, but 2nd and 4, big time for the Lions.
Threw the timing off there a bit. Maddox just to the right of Dinkins. He's in the backfield to block. Dinkins has time across the middle, sitting right there up the seam. John Austin, he's their leading receiver inside the red zone. The Lions on the move, trying to get points on the board to avoid the shutout.
Great throw by Dinkins. Great catch by his sure-handed wide receiver. Tempo now by the Lions as they are in the red zone area at the 10-yard line.
Hand off to Maddox. He squirts his way up to the 5-yard line.
And Maddox able to fall forward, and once again, Al being down to the 5-yard line and trying to get a timeout being called to settle things down with 2:32 remaining in the third quarter.
Timeout called by Vigor. They do need a break. We'll take a break as well.
A teacher is one of the biggest investors in a community.
They impact the lives of those we value the most.
Teachers share knowledge which helps shape and mold our future leaders.
Teachers show direction and help build a sense of purpose.
Are you ready to make a change? For more information on teaching opportunities, teacher incentives, or to apply with the Mobile County Public Schools, log on to www.mcpss.com.
Second and goal coming up for the Lions. Ball at the 5-yard line. Look who's back in the game. Ellis McGaskin, Keontae Petway as they flank Dinkins. They go to Petway. He takes it over the left side. Picks up a couple. Third and goal coming up.
Upended by Aslan Jones and tempo by the Lions in the red zone area. Third and goal. McGaskin, number 5, is somebody in white to watch for.
Ball at the 3-yard line. They go back to Petway, and he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. One of the Wolves came flying in there to wrap him up.
Seth Kidd, nose tackle, 6'1", 260. Fourth and goal. Here it is. Bend but don't break. Vigor. Williamson with the must score here on 4th and goal.
You got to get it in right here.
And now you want to talk about momentum being shifted back to Maysville if they're able to score here.
No gain on the play. Ball still at the 3. Will they go to McGaskin? No. Ball is tipped. It's going to be ball over on downs. Getting the big mid on it right there for Vigor.
And I will say there were numerous defenders. Emmanuel Gales, he did the most celebration, which would lead you to believe he was the one who made the tip on the 4th down pass.
I believe it was Gales' score.
Now that you're backed up into your own territory, that was an 8-play drive that came away with no points for the Williamson Lions. And now if you're Vigor, with the ball being at the 3-yard line, you have to make sure that you have great ball security, and we have seen safeties in the past here in our other games that we broke down and watched film on, so you got to make sure you get a hat on a hat here.
Coming up, got the game of the week, Brain Buster, just around the corner. Look at the play action from Dylan Jackson. Pass incomplete, was going for the kill shot to Garrett Holcomb. Vigor trying to preserve this shutout if they can. They beat Williamson last year 12-0. The year before that 6-0. So they're trying to get a third shutout in a row over the Lions.
The biggest thing that you want to make sure of, though, is if you're going to pass the ball out of the end zone, you don't want a holding penalty in the end zone, because that would result in a safety call for Williamson. So anything, especially if you run the football, that's fine because you won't be in the end zone. But if you pass it and the quarterback's in the end zone, they will call a safety.
Second down and 10. Tackled in the end zone. Corey, you just talked about it.
Yep.
Wrapped up Carlos Benjamin. Tremarcus Petway from his nose tackle position gets the safety, and that kills the shutout.
Al, what happens when you do your homework, you pass the test.
Yep.
And Petway is our impact player, and he makes it easy for me as an analyst to call exactly what's going to happen. And that safety on the play is made by our impact player, Jamarcus Petway, 6 foot, 250-pound senior. He is an H-back. He is also a tight end. He also plays on the defensive line and did a tremendous job there on the safety. And either way it went, if you had a holding in the end zone, it was going to be tough.
Right.
If you were able to beat the offensive line, it was going to be tough. But I have watched numerous hours of film on this Williamson Lions defense, and after seeing them play here, being their PA announcer when we're not on television,
right,
you just know and get a feel for these certain players and certain opportunities.
Now, critical situation right here. We know that Isaac McNeil punted earlier for Vigor, so they're going to allow Fremont with the free kick. He's going to put it on the tee, so he'll be kicking off from the 20. Williamson setting themselves up to get some great field position here and try to get a 2-for-1 after the safety. Let's see if Fremont can boot it down a good ways here for Vigor. Nice kick right there by Fremont. Taken by Jermaine McCree up to the 50. Crosses the 45, and he is tackled, but a penalty flag comes out right near the spot of the tackle.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy holding call, snagged by the jersey in that situation, but it doesn't take away the fact that now Williamson has some momentum here late in the third quarter. And it's funny how Uncle Mo, when you knock at the door and he answers, how things can change.
Holding. The return team. 10 yards penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Holding against Williamson, so that's going to push them back. Back to the 46-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions coming up here.
Well, Williamson now, you weren't able to convert on that 4th and goal opportunity, but you were able to show success running and also passing to 15 and 12. And that is going to be Austin and Donald. So Dinkins just needs to make sure he doesn't throw an interception here.
Trip receivers to the bottom, got a stack at the top. They're setting up the screen. They unload the pass. Connecting with the receiver on the reception right there. Jalen Scott picks up a couple. 2nd down here for Williamson right at the 50-yard line.
Well, positive yardage on 1st down is what you want. And you don't have to go for the kill shot here if you're Williamson. You can methodically work your way down the field. Now, you would like to score quickly, but here Dinkins just needs to make sure he makes accurate throws, and that shows his growth as a quarterback.
61 seconds remain in the third quarter. Pressure. Chicken Gara punched it out. Corey, I think that's a turnover.
It is.
And Seth Kidd, is that Kidd coming out with it?
It is going to be the nose tackle Seth Kidd, but you mentioned it, this the pressure. And I asked if you like your chicken fried, if you like it grilled. Well, this young man, number 0, he can give it to you any which way you like it. The pressure coming from number 0, he's able to strip the football away. And once again, he's already had his 4th forced fumble of the season.
That's right.
Wasn't able to strip and sack and recover all in one, but his teammates cleaned up what he already started.
And just like that, I flipped the flip chart back to Vigor. They unload on the screen to Demetrius Johnson. He's going to be tackled for a 3-yard loss. Pushes Vigor back to the 45-yard line.
2 tremendous defenses out here, but you're starting to see a young man, number 0, who is a sophomore, folks. You can see why he is one of the top-ranked defensive ends / stand-up linebackers in the entire country.
Not just Alabama, the country, Corey.
His first step is unbelievable, beating you off of the football, and his closing speed is phenomenal as well, and already verbal to the Crimson Tide of Alabama, and you can see why the Tide want to roll with Chicken Gara.
This will be our last play of the third quarter. There's the flag, delay of game called against Vigor. You can see the play clock going down.
Delay of game, offense.
Now there are no seconds left on the game clock. Let's see if Ron Coleman is just going to let us end the third quarter right here, and I believe he will. He's walking toward the ball. So I think he's going to call it. That'll be the end of the third quarter, and the teams will flip the field. Unless he wants to put 1 second on there, Corey.
I'm not quite sure how much time he's going to put. He's picking up the football to end the quarter.
Picking it up, so that's the end of the third quarter. 19-2 is our score. That means it's time for our game of the week. Brain Buster question. We'll put it up here for you, Corey Bounty. Take a look and see what we have. All right. Williamson won their last region title in 2020 with a record of 5-1. What team gave the Lions their only region loss that year? Their region record was 5-1. And Corey, we brought back the multiple choice. It's the second quarter. It's a new quarter. So Mobile Christian, Vigor, Jackson, or St. Michael? Ponder, think about that, and we'll reveal the answer later on inside the fourth quarter with our game of the week, Brain Buster.
Well, you see number 0 there on your screen, folks, and again, he's only a sophomore, and getting it done 19-2. If you're a Williamson fan, you wanted them to be able to capitalize off of that safety.
Right, you did.
And instead, they turned the ball over because of the strip by Garrett. And now Vigor has an opportunity here as we start the fourth quarter to try to salt this game away.
You talk about Garrett being committed to Alabama. Tycarius Tucker, the center, committed to Alabama State for Vigor. Cornerback Kevin Malone committed to Louisiana Lafayette. And running back Carlos Benjamin Jr. committed to Mercer. So Vigor loaded with commitments. Second down. A long way to go to pick up the first down. They give it to Demetrius Johnson on a draw play. And he draws plenty of Lions, still keeping the legs going in the scrum there. Gets up to about the 42-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a huge run, close to 9 yards there. And what it does is bring up 3rd and 10. And I will say this, Al, that Vigor's offensive line has done a great job here tonight. And the balance of Vigor's offense as well.
Right.
Passing and running the football without Sammy Dunn starting at quarterback due to injury the last couple of weeks. Dylan Jackson has done a tremendous job holding it in the road.
3rd and 10 here for Vigor. Jackson rolls to his right, pressure on him. Pumps it, reverses field, just gets rid of it.
That should be an intentional grounding there.
He was outside the tackle box, and it definitely wasn't any receiver in the neighborhood, Corey.
That's what they're talking about now.
And there's the flag.
Yeah.
There's the flag there.
Into the grounding offense.
And he did a tremendous job of reversing his field.
He did.
The pursuit by Yusuf Clark caused him to go ahead and hit the spin move, but he just didn't have enough strength to get his legs underneath him to throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage, and that is a loss of down for the Vigor Wolves. And we'll go ahead and see Ron Coleman and his crew walk off and assess the penalty yardage and the loss of down.
And the special teams unit will come onto the field for Vigor to punt this one away. Isaac McNeil is going to set up to receive the punt.
25 seniors on this Vigor Wolfpack squad. John McKenzie coming back for his second go-round as Vigor's head coach, winning that state championship in 2021. And like Kimberly Dunn mentioned, only being 55 days in to being with this team.
Something else saying it, Corey. Low snap to McNeil. Ball is tipped at the line, goes out of bounds. Going to be great field position coming up here for Williamson near the 46-yard line. Got to thank our folks over there at Firehouse Subs, one of the folks on the team helping put all this together. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. A portion of subs purchased at Firehouse will go to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation. So visit our friend Neil Patel at the Greenlight Road Firehouse Subs location. Also, thanks to BSN Sports, if you need team apparel or equipment, no matter the sport, they got you covered. Baseball or basketball, all sports in between. BSN Sports, the heart of the game, online at bsnsports.com.
Williamson taking over, and Dinkins really needs to command this offense, and the offensive line have to help him out and slow Chicken Guerra down, along with his teammate on the other end as well, Whitsitt.
First 10 from the 45. Dinkins couldn't really get into it. He was hit as he was throwing the ball, incomplete. And one of the Wolfpack, I believe Anslin Jones, was trying to get to that fleeting duck to get the interception, but he couldn't get his wheels together to get over there quick enough.
Well, if you're Williamson, you still have plenty of time here, Al, with 10:43 remaining in the fourth quarter, and you have all 3 timeouts. You're in great field position at your own 45-yard line. You run trips wide receivers. These speedy receivers can get open. You just have to give them time to throw it.
Maddox moves over to the left side of Dinkins. Dinkins with time, connects with Austin, but he catches it and is immediately tackled by Vigor.
And that tackle is going to come by the Wolfpack secondary, doing a great job of making sure Emmanuel Gales, along with Kentonio Kelly, cleaning up there, bringing up 3rd down and 7 yards to go, right at the 48-yard line of the Lions.
Score check from Clem Richardson Stadium. It's getting tight out there in the Battle of West Mobile. 10:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. Baker 28, MGM 21.
Offensive showcase out there for both of these teams.
Pressure on Dinkins, and he slips up. The turf monster got him, but who was there to assist him down? Looks like Kidd once again, Corey.
I tell you, Seth Kidd from his nose tackle position just with a straight bull rush. And because he had the bull rush on the offensive line, comes right up the middle of this offensive line, and he has a little bit of help there as well from Whitsitt, but a great job of Seth Kidd, a young man who has 5 sacks now on the season. Already had 15 tackles for loss coming into this game, but it definitely puts Williamson in a non-punting position to where if you decide to go ahead and punt it, you're just flipping the field.
Withers puts his foot into it. Jamarian Osborne is going to field it. Up to the 40, still running, close to the 45. All right, let's put up the question. Time to reveal the answer as well. Our game of the week brain buster, Corey. Williamson won their last region title in 2020 with a region record of 5-1. What team gave the Lions their only region loss that year? Was it Mobile Christian? Was it Vigor? Was it Jackson? Or was it St. Michael?
Well, I know Williamson won the title by beating Mobile Christian here at Ladd. Jackson and St. Michael too young of a program. I'm going to go ahead and go with Vigor, Vigor.
Don't go with Vigor. We'll reveal the answer after this play coming up right here. 1st and 10 for Vigor at their own 44-yard line. Handoff, tackle for loss. DeAndre Chambers pushes them back to the 40. All right, let's reveal the answer, Corey. Let's see if you are correct. And yes, it was Vigor. They defeated Williamson that season 22-8. And very good for you to remember, we were here at Mobile when Mobile Christian played Williamson. Williamson won that night. Corey, who was the defensive coordinator for the Lions that night?
Antonio Coleman.
Antonio Coleman. There's your +1, buddy. Sure was. That was a magical night for the Lions. A lot of people didn't think they could win the region title that year. 2nd down, 15 coming up here for Vigor. Man in motion. They give it to Carlos Benjamin. Boy, look at him scoop. Look at him move. Gets up to the 49-yard line, close to the 50. Nice game right there by Carlos Benjamin.
Benjamin's just so fun to watch once he gets past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
of his speed, and you just know his change of direction is exceptional also. But 3rd down and a long 5 yards to go for Vigor, in no hurry to snap this ball from their own 49-yard line. And it was a great job of Benjamin picking up an additional 2 or 3 yards by his change of direction.
Approaching 8 minutes to play here in the game. Right up the middle, DeAndre Chambers, they flip him over. He's going to be close to the first down. I think his body went down right before the line to gain. Let's see where the spot is going to be at. That will really determine it. My angle says he's just shy of it, Corey. They're going tempo, speeding up, trying to catch Williamson sleep.
Well, you have no conversion on third down, brings up 4th and 1. We'll see if they're able to convert.
Benjamin goes into motion. They give it back to Chambers. Nope, McGaskin was the first one there to stop him, so it'll be ball over on downs. The Williamson defense holds.
And McGaskin right in the hole, holding that left shoulder as he was injured a couple of weeks ago. He throws his helmet down in disgust on the sidelines, going to see the trainer, immediately holding that left shoulder. That's something definitely to keep an eye on here within the next couple of weeks for the Williamson Lions. As you look at next week,
right?
Williamson comes in. I think they are
hosting the floor next week,
yes,
I believe. Yeah.
Yes. So, and that's a quick week. It's Thursday next week that they'll be
on
hosting
a short
the
week,
floor.
right.
But you want to make sure you come in fully loaded, and McGaskin is that guy for the Williamson Lions.
Dinkins with plenty of time. Once again, trying to connect with John Austin. Take a look at the Lions' schedule and their remaining games as well. Pretty much next week, LaFleur. They've run the table so far this season. Had a close one against Citronelle. Listen at this, Corey. Citronelle took Williamson to overtime this year. They took Vigor to overtime last year. Remember that? Something else.
The gates.
Yep, locked the gates. Big win against Faith Academy and Murphy. 2 shutouts back-to-back. Very important last week to pick that win up against UMS Wright. So next week, their last game of the season against LaFleur right here at Ladd Stadium, and they have a bye. That'll give them some time to heal up if they have any injuries before they try to make a deep playoff run. Look at Chicken Gara, Corey. He is all over the field. I'm going to have to order a 0 when I go to Chick-fil-A next week, man.
This young man is a special athlete, and he demonstrates his great length and vertical leap as he's able to knock that ball down, and it brings up 3rd and 10 now for the Williamson Lions. And all it takes is one play to get the electricity back in that sideline, because there's still plenty of time left for Williamson to strike and get within striking distance of the Wolfpack.
A lot of the Lions fans are headed to the gate. I can see that. Oh, that's trouble for Dinkins. Chicken Gara with the sack. That's a live ball. And Vigor pays attention and picks it up.
And Dinkins is hurt too, taking the shot from Chicken Gara. The referees did not blow the whistle to kill the play, and it almost was a scoop and score.
Caught him on the blind side, Corey.
But it will be a change of possession, and I tell you this, Dinkins coming off assisted by his teammates too.
He took a hit. Here's the replay.
He absolutely get rocked from his blind side, didn't see it coming, and he sandwiched, and the live ball almost was a scoop and score. And if he was been able to keep his balance, Kentonio Kelly would have had a scoop and score, but Vigor now takes over in Lions territory at the 33-yard line.
Jackson with the handoff to Carlos Benjamin Jr. Lions defense still playing tough.
And you see McGaskin.
McGaskin back on the field,
Corey. Back out on the field. That's one tough young man, just playing through the pain. And I mentioned how frustrated he was on that last series, but there's a difference between being hurt and being injured.
Big difference when you're playing. I saw him on the sideline talking to defensive coordinator John Mitchell. He was quite upset as he went to speak to Coach Mitchell. Trip receivers to the top. Kiki Malone goes into motion. They give it to Chambers. He turns the edge. They're going to force him out of bounds. Bring up 3rd down for Vigor.
Vigor, again, in no rush or hurry, but, you know, the defensive pressure that is continuing to be applied from both ends, whether it's the left end of Whitsitt or whether it's the right end of Guerra or whether it's interchanged, it has wreaked havoc for this offensive line tonight of the Williamson Lions, as now you're looking at a 3rd and 12 for the Wolfpack.
Quick pass from Jackson to Osborne. They're setting up the tunnel screen for him. And some good blocking down the field. Not enough to get the first down. It'll take Vigor to 4th down. But as you said, Corey, they're pretty much just trying to milk the clock at this point.
Yeah, you definitely want to milk the clock in that situation. And 3rd and 4 yards to go. We'll see exactly what the Wolfpack are able to come away with after not picking up that first down and bringing up 4th and 4, almost in the red zone area, but as I mentioned, in no hurry to snap the football.
Ball at the 27-yard line. Play clock down to 2 seconds. They do get the snap off. Give it to Chambers. Fumble. McGaskin trying to get to it. I think Carlos Benjamin picked it up. No. Williamson has it.
Yusuf Clark.
Yusuf Clark comes away with it. Corey, if I'm correct, that is Vigor's 4th turnover tonight.
You always want to find that one thing to harp on. It was a little read, and it was doomed from the beginning, not knowing whether to go ahead and hand it off. And a hat on the football pops the ball straight up into the air.
Wow.
And Yusuf Clark is able to get it. But Coach McKenzie, he is not going to be happy with the turnovers. He's going to be happy with the final score, but the ball security is not going to be to the satisfaction of the head coach of the Wolfpack.
4:51 remaining here in the ball game.
New quarterback for the Lions as well.
Demetrius Davis replaces Dinkins, and he is running for his life, but no, sacked on the play by Vigor.
And I told you it's been the Devin Whitsitt and Jabarius Guerra show, as Whitsitt once again has another sack, his 9th sack of the season. And this Vigor defense has really arisen here, only giving up 5.7 points per game.
Unreal.
And tonight, if they're able to hold that deficit's going to go down even a little more.
Unfortunately for Williamson, giving up 19 points, their scoring defense average will go up some. These teams, the number 1, number 2 ranked defensive teams in 5A for the entire state.
And you didn't say just region.
No, the entire state classification of
5A.
No, just 5A, Corey. Number 1 and 2 for 5A in the state. But Corey, there's still 57 teams that play 5A ball. That's a lot of schools, man.
When you're looking at the 2 best defenses in entire 5A right here on this field at Ladd-Peebles Stadium, you're seeing a tremendous effort by both of these teams. But Vigor really jumping on Williamson early, and because of it, Williamson just has not been able to click on all cylinders offensively.
I think a timeout has been called by Williamson, I believe. Antonio Coleman does call a timeout. 3:15. We'll take a break and be back. You're watching the MCPSS High School Football Game of the Week.
If you're looking for fun, fashionable, and affordable jewelry, it's here. It's Paparazzi. We have a variety of colors and styles of bracelets, rings, necklaces, and earrings for all occasions and for every event. New styles are added daily, which means you are always up to date with the latest fashion. For that genuine bling, join me, Charmaine Watson, the real jewelry lady, on Facebook Live Sunday through Thursday at 7 p.m. It's cute, it's fun, it's fashion, it's $5, it's Paparazzi.
We are back at Ladd-Peebles Stadium. Williamson versus Vigor. Number 7 Williamson, number 4 Vigor. All right, Corey, I dug into my computer, did a little research. For all classifications, Corey, Williamson ranked 3rd in the state scoring defense. Vigor ranked number 6.
Yeah.
Both top 10.
1A through 7A.
That's 1A through 7A, the entire state. Davis looking, trying to connect with the receiver, goes deep to John Austin, just throws it out of bounds. He was blanketed with coverage. Kevin Malone in on the coverage as well.
And if you are Williamson, you just want to make sure that it looks like you're just not going to have enough to finish here on the scoreboard, that next week, you just try over the next couple of weeks, you try to get healthy going into the playoffs.
Very important.
What has happened for Vigor is they have and are going to go ahead and secure the 5A Region 1 championship. And with that being said, now Williamson with a game versus LaFleur and then coming in that bye in the regular season, that could be huge for Williamson moving forward, because we love nothing more than to see our local schools, especially Mobile County Public Schools, do well in the first and second rounds of the playoff. And how are you able to do that? You just have to be 100% healthy in order to do so.
So, Corey, let's take it back a couple of years ago. Theodore and Saraland met late in the season, similar to this situation. It was a winner-take-all. Whoever won that game was going to be the number 1 seed. Theodore ended up winning the game. But a couple weeks later in the playoffs, they met again in the semifinals. And this is something I possibly could see with both of these teams. It wouldn't surprise me. Semifinal matchup, you could have Williamson and Vigor again, Corey.
Yeah, just staying healthy. I mean, anything is possible, especially getting at that first round home game. And, you know, having the support of your crowd, your home team crowd, and not having to get on a bus and worry about your fans traveling, you know, that's an advantage there. And not only does it help your athletic football budget, it also, again, is good for the community across the state. The more that we can get from the Mobile area advancing in the playoffs, the better.
Absolutely. Don't forget the number 1, number 2 team. They'll host the first round playoff games, and the number 3 and number 4 seeded teams, they'll have to travel to get on the road. Third down coming up here for the Wolves. About a 2-yard loss on the run right there. But no rush, no hurry for Vigor. They pretty much have secured the win here. We're under 2 minutes. As Dylan Jackson runs out onto the field with the play call. Corey, something else. We come into the ball game. Sammy Dunn is listed as out. As at one point in the game, Dylan Jackson had to go out for a play. We saw Kiki Wyatt come in, similar to our small division game yesterday with Alba, where 2 of the quarterbacks were knocked out of the ball game, and they had to go to a 3rd-string guy.
Yeah, Kiki Malone, you saw him on special teams. You saw him come out for one play, but Dylan Jackson was real tough after taking that hit on his hip and being able to shake that off and get right back into this game. But I know that with 1:10 remaining with the clock winding on down, the Vigor faithful, they're going to have bragging rights for another year.
Absolutely.
They won this game 12-0 last year. So within the last 2 games that have been played, Williamson's only scored 2 points.
Unbelievable, Corey, when you think about that and look at it.
But I'll tell you what, everyone who watched this at home on the multiple platforms that we have available, they were treated to seeing some outstanding student athletes here this evening, and I'm just in awe at the number of Power 4 athletes that we saw on the field tonight for both of these teams.
Unreal. Ball over on downs. Late check-in at Clem Richardson Stadium. Ball game is tied under 4 minutes to play, 28-28. They are really going at it out there for the Battle of West Mobile, Corey.
Coach Johnson said, look, I may be new, but I want to go ahead and get it done. I want to go ahead and take that Battle of West Mobile title back to Baker.
Right. They've lost the past 2 years. Get up our Career Tech Education Player of the Game here in a second. As Vigor's walking off, let the play clock run out. They're going to talk to John McKenzie on the sideline.
An amazing stat. Vigor moves to 106-5 when allowing less than 10 points since 2000. 106-5 when allowing.
That's 24 years, Corey.
Yes, 106 wins. So 10 definitely is a magic number for Vigor to go ahead and hold their opponent to.
Take a look at our Career Tech Education Player of the Game, Jabarius Chicken Gar. When you go to Chick-fil-A, ask for the zero combo because this guy put on a show tonight. They didn't even have to play him on offense, Corey. He was doing it on the defensive side.
6'2", 217-pound sophomore, verbally committed to the University of Alabama, just wreaking havoc and just really being unguardable. That first step, whether he had and was standing up from a defensive end position or whether he was putting his hands on the turf and laying it down, a tremendous job by number 0. Really a tremendous job by this entire defense. So if we could name the entire defense our player of the game,
I agree.
We really would, because Devin Whitsitt and Seth Kidd, Amari Lofton was passing licks on special teams. Kentonio Kelly, one of our impact players, continues to be a leader vocally and by the amount of tackles he amasses. This entire Vigor defense only giving up 5.7 points per game. Defensive coordinator Michael Perry has done a tremendous job.
26 seconds remaining here in the contest. As we said at the beginning of the broadcast, Corey, I've been laughing all week at the social media going on. Big shout out to my man DJ Tech, Patrick Petway, Laquan Cannon, George Reese. They've been going at it all week. I've been cracking up. DJ Jack Benny, man. But, you know, it shows the passion that folks have for high school football, but most importantly, for their schools.
Yeah, the fan bases are what create great rivalries, and it just boils over to the play on the field and letting the players speak for the fans and letting the scoreboard speak for the fans.
Right.
But all of the back and forth and the memes have been fun to watch, and that's when you know you have a great rivalry, when you're able to create buzz on social media from the fans in regards to the love and the passion that they have for their alma maters.
I mean, I had folks calling me, y'all gonna have a game? What the game gonna be at? Is the game gonna be on? I mean, they were hitting me up like Sunday, Monday. I was like, yes, we have the game. We're gonna have it Friday night, and it delivered. And Vigor delivers a region championship to John McKenzie, his second region title at Vigor High School. So congratulations to the Wolves as they get the win, Corey, 19-2.
Yeah, their first region championship since 2021.
Right.
And that's when Coach McKenzie won the state championship with this team. And a lot of those guys that were freshmen are now seniors, have an opportunity to win a region championship as a freshman and also as a senior. And it was a great group effort.
Yes.
Offensively, Vigor struck early, and they were able in the second half. The only thing I know Coach McKenzie's going to harp on is the turnovers.
Yeah, that's not Vigor
and cleaning
football.
that up and moving forward. But Williamson, on the other hand, if they stay healthy, folks, they're a team that was 8-0 for a reason, is now 8-1, and
Right.
we finished second in this region. Coach Coleman has done a tremendous job with this young team that he has, only 15 seniors, and they're a team not only this year, but in the years to come are to be reckoned with as well.
And no need for the Lions to hang their heads by any means, because you're going to get the number 2 seed. You're going to get a home playoff game right here at Ladd Stadium. That's going to be huge. That's going to be an impact for the school and for these kids as well. Let's take it down to the field. Kimberly Dunn is with winning coach John McKenzie.
Coach McKenzie, congratulations on a big region win. What does this mean to you and your team?
It's big, man. Made me want to cry. It's a good win for us, man. We work real hard tonight, guys. I appreciate these guys.
Before the game, we talked about expectation. You said there was a lot of expectation for this team, for these players, for this community. How does that feel, knowing that you feel like you've lived up to that?
Well, I mean, we haven't lived up to that because we still got one goal in mind. So it means nothing if we don't make that accomplish our second goal. So we'll accomplish the region champs. that don't do anything with us. Our last 5 games was more important than our next 2.
I know that you're coming to the end of your season. What do you hope this team is able to accomplish looking ahead?
Well, a little more discipline. And again, I don't know the penalties. We have a lot of dead ball penalties, and that's not good for our program or our team. Try to get everybody healthy and have a full team, and let's see how good we can be, because we haven't got to that point this year.
Well, congratulations again, Coach. They're doing the alma mater, so I'll let you go celebrate with your team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kimberly. And Coach McKenzie talking about that 5, Corey. He's talking about those playoff wins to get to the state championship game, because he has his mind for a longer goal toward the end of the season. Here's a look at our final stats. A well-balanced attack for Vigor. 126 on the ground, 116 in the air, 242 total yards. But Coach McKenzie's right. You got to clean up these penalties. 10 penalties for 58 yards.
And that's the biggest difference, because I think we saw 4 penalties at the half, meaning there was an additional 6 in the second half, and they gave up the 2 points there, and the balance is what's so very impressive. But the turnovers and the penalties, you can go ahead and work hard on and improve upon. And Vigor's not 100% healthy, and neither is Williamson.
No.
And that's where we want to see both of these teams when we hit week 11.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here at Ladd Stadium. Next week, we're going up Highway 45. The Wildcats, they're going to have to open the gates to let us in, Corey. Alberta will travel over to take on Citronelle. For Kimberly Dunn, Corley Bounty, our statisticians, Matt Moore and China Powell, I'm Al Wheaton, thanking you for tuning in. Vigor, the 5A Region 1 champs.